Hello, everybody. We are the last game in this fundraiser, and we have already raised over $500 for Extra Life. And we're the final lap. So let's see how high we can go. Before we do anything else, let's go around and just say who we are. Say your name, your pronouns, your character, and your character's pronouns. And we'll just do popcorn method. Jump in when you feel it's the right moment. Someone go first.
Hi, I'm Jason, a they, them sort of human shaped being, and this is my attention hungry cat Peach, who has decided to join us today. We're the last game of the weekend because this is going to be a monster of a game, clearly.
Who's next?
Hi everyone, my name is Marlo. I use she, they pronouns, and my character I'm playing today is Veronica Ronnie Smith, playing the Chosen, very unwilling Chosen, but we're here. What is that all I needed to do? What am I playing?
I think you're good. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you got it. Okay. Who is next?
Hey, I'm Jim. I am playing Chance Ferguson, the Flake, and we both use he, him pronouns.
Awesome. One more person to go. You got it.
Hi, I'm Janie. Sorry, I'm having tech trouble.
No worries.
Playing Betty and she, they pronouns, and I forgot what else I was saying.
Your name and your pronouns. I think you already said.
I think I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you did. I think we're good. I'm super nervous because I have never either played or run the system before, and I'm a pinch hitter, so I learned it on Friday. So have patience and grace for me today. So as I mentioned before, and as I'm sure you all know, we're raising money for Extra Life, which is an organization that donates 100% of your donations to the Children's Miracle Network of hospitals around the United States and Canada. Many of us know or are close to kids who've been helped by these hospitals. Really, really major, important part of the lives of many people who I care about deeply. So all of your donations will go to Extra Life into the hospitals. Also, Val is matching subs. $1 per sub goes to the hospitals. So if you have like an Amazon Prime and like you don't want to have your money all go to like a corporation and you want some of it to go to something like really good, you can donate $1 by just subbing. Also, though, if you donate $5, you can give +1 to the role of any player here. If you donate $15, you can give +1 to all of the players, which if you do the math, is a deal. And if you donate, I think I said 30, yes, $30 for the first half of this game, and then we'll see what happens in the second. Our main quest giver, who is an old lady who loves her cats, will miraculously have another cat that we, maybe with the help of the chat, can name, and that will have a special ability that we and maybe the chat can decide. So that's for a donation of $30. There is no way I'm going to be watching the donation, so somebody yelp when a donation goes through. I'm really excited for all of that. And we have our cat mascot to remind us to donate in order to give Prudence, the kindly old witch lady, another cat. So with all that said, let's start the game. You all are beloveds of one Prudence, who is the old lady who lives in the creepy house at the end of the lane at the outskirts of town. Most children in this town, and most adults for that matter, Know all of the stories of the people who go to the house and never return, of the strange sounds coming from the house, of the curse for people who walk in front of the porch of the house without holding their breath. But you all know Prudence in a very different way. The cookie baker, the giver of hugs to those who want them, the speaker of kind words, and also the giver of tasks. For Prudence is a talented researcher who finds for you all of the things you can do as monster hunters as a team. And in fact, as a team in the past, maybe a reluctant team for some of you have defeated monsters, monsters in the woods. Once there was a monster at prom. You were able to defeat monsters, but always in a way where you don't quite get recognized as the monster hunters you are. So no one in the town really gives you congratulations. No one in the town really gives you recognition, but Prudence does. But today you are here to recognize Prudence, because Prudence, for the first time, entered one of her cakes in the county fair. It is the end of August, beginning of September. It is the time of the county fair called the Last Fling, which happens right before or right after kids start their school again, depending on the school that you go to. And Prudence is so excited and so anticipating what might happen at this contest that she has planned for you, asked you to come at a certain hour in order to pump her up before she goes to see what the judging is. When all of you arrive, those of you who aren't already there is a sign on the door that says, "Come on in." And the door is slightly unlocked and slightly ajar. And you hear the clatter coming from the kitchen of Prudence baking as usual. The house, as usual, creaks in strange ways when the wind blows, is made of wood that has been worn for so many years. It is gray as ash in the light and black in the shade. And the floorboards almost speak. They wail and creak so much when you step on them. And you stand on the porch, those of you who don't already live there, with clattering in the kitchen and the smell of baking in the air. Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you look like and what you're doing right at this moment as you're ready to come in and recognize Prudence, your grandmotherly witch?
Well, I think that me being insubstantial as goes to died young, so piercings, leather jacket, patches, shock of hair, very, very sort of punk alternative look. It's just kind of been lurking around the front yard behind trees, seeing if there are any kids coming up that weren't holding their breaths. Because, there's a curse on this house, and the curse is me. I'm kind of a jerk.
Well,
And
Prudence wouldn't see you as a curse, but might be the only one.
yeah, but occasionally I'll do things like just pop up behind a tree and just yell one of the kids, "You really need to go right now," and then disappear.
There's like, ah! And they wander by.
And they often need to.
And there's a lot today because the Last Fling is in a clearing that is like on like the adjacent part of the outside of town. You can hear a little bit of the sound of the fair in the distance when you're outside. So lots of kids are walking by, and you're doing a great job of giving them a little scare before they head into the fair that day. A fair scare, if you will.
It's not even Halloween yet. It's the before party.
It's the before party. We're pre-gaming Halloween.
But definitely after a while, like, okay, this is getting boring. Oh, that one kid wouldn't even look up from his book at me. Okay, it's no fun anymore. And just gonna wander back in, wander the kitchen. Yo, Prudence, you making those peanut butter cookies I love so much again?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course I am. And you see Prudence is a wonderfully like plump in an enjoying her body kind of way, woman with gray hair and a bun on top of her head who always wears dresses that are like so navy blue that they're almost black and probably didn't start out that way with like little faded patterns of flowers usually on them. But again, you just really, she's worn them for so long that you can barely tell. She always smells a little bit of like chocolate and peanut butter, and you catch a whiff of that too. And she just smiles at you while she clatters around, and she has a bowl that she's stirring things in, and you can feel the heat of the oven that's on. And she says, "I'm so excited that all of the children are coming to visit me today."
Well, at least they're going by, but they're not even really
Oh,
reacting to me anymore. It's so
oh,
fun.
the ones that you don't hate.
Oh,
Yes, the good ones. Well, yes, some of the good
uh,
ones, the ones that you don't hate.
mostly.
Mostly don't hate. The ones that
Depends
you
what
mostly do,
they're
you know what? Baby steps. Baby steps. I'm going to recognize that. Baby steps. I think, and there's a sound on the porch. Someone has arrived. Who is it who has arrived?
Veronica has walked up the steps quickly. She is hoping that this can get done pretty quick, whatever this is, because she has things she has to go load up her car. So this is the beginning of the school year, and she is about to leave for college, and she knows that this may be the last time she sees this crew, but she's very excited to go, very excited to get away. So she is like jogging up the steps, wearing her little like, a little preppy little ready for college, very academic outfit. She lands on the top step as usual, normal poof with both her feet as she pounces and looks around.
You see one of Prudence's cats, Oatmeal. She names all of her cats after yummy food. Oatmeal looks at you, is hiding a little bit under the porch, and kind of gives you a "what the heck are you doing" look, and then like scurries off around the house. And you see the sign saying, "Come on in."
So she comes in and kind of swings the door open nonchalantly, like she lives here because
No matter how nonchalant you are.
so Veronica was raised to be the chosen. She was raised to be the one that met the prophecy. Her parents, in fact, were prophesied into it, so that their firstborn would be the one who would do the whatever, right? And she doesn't care. She doesn't want to do it, but she's been trained her whole life for it. So her parents, because they're these prophecy people, never had any money, funds, nothing, because they were so dead focused on this that they trained her, they spent time on her. So she would come here when she was younger and get food and stuff. So I imagine, this is just what I'm thinking, that when she comes into Prudence's house like it's her own, because she spent so much time here, and when she was hungry and her parents didn't have any food, she would come here. And so this is like saying goodbye to my grandma, really, when I know I'm gonna leave. So she pops in and just, "Hey, Prudence, what's cooking?"
And you know what? For the last few months, you've seen every time Prudence looks at you, there's just a little tinge of almost empty nester sadness. Like she also knows that that's probably where you're going, and you probably are going to avoid coming back as much as you can.
Yeah.
So she says, "Oh, we have peanut butter cookies in the oven. I'm all ready. We're going to celebrate before I go find out if I won, so that if I didn't win, I won't feel sad." They were very strange to me when I brought my cake in. They seemed a little bit frightened of me. So, who knows? Maybe that won't matter. Come on in, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Oh, look, it's the country club reject.
Yes. Did you take your cues from Sid and Nancy today? Looking a little more punky than usual.
That's entirely in your head. You know I can't control how I.
Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. Looks over at Prudence. Hey, could I take a couple of these with me? She points to the cookies.
The cookies are not out of the oven yet.
Oh.
But yeah, she
Well,
said,
she
as soon
points-
as they're
points
out
to
of the
the
oven. Yeah, as soon as they're out of the oven, you certainly can. I'm making many batches. As soon as they're out of the oven.
She like was leaned over with her face like level with the cookies, watching them within the oven, like very excited.
Awesome. And you know, Prudence is just like, Mal does the punking for you. That's Mal. That's the charm of Mal. We all appreciate Mal for who they are.
Yeah.
Well, we all try to appreciate Mal for who they are.
Charm, that's a new word used with me. Huh. Maybe I am changing.
Maybe you are. Who arrives next on the porch?
I guess Betty arrives next. She comes up on, in a red Corvette. It just speeds up and parks right next to Veronica's car, like kind of, blocking her in a little.
And it looks so strange. A red Corvette, beautiful red car next to this like dilapidated house. It's just the contrast is just striking, almost painful.
As she jumps out, she peeks into Veronica's car. It's like, hello, you there?
No, I think the only thing in there is like McDonald's wrappers.
If she notices she's not there, then she will go to the house and just walk in. Like,
the door is
she
wide
always
open
does.
now. Yep, it's wide open. And you hear the sounds of people talking in the kitchen. You hear the voices of, would we say, your colleagues, your friends, your fellow hunters?
Yes.
Yeah, all those.
All of the above.
Perfect. And Prudence waves. Hi, Betty. Hi, come on in. But we'll have cookies in a moment.
Okay, that's what I came for. Thanks. And Veronica, you're here.
Yeah, Betty, how's it going? How's it hanging?
You're supposed to be here today. It's good.
Yeah, about that. I leave tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Do you have all of your gear with you? I got some extra car. Don't worry about it. You're good. I got you.
Okay. What do I need gear? Are we gonna do something?
Gear.
I thought we were just gonna go to
You
the
always need it. You always need it. You can't go to college if you aren't prepared.
I mean,
That's okay.
yeah.
I'll follow you there. I'll make sure you're good.
No, that's okay. And
No,
look,
it's okay. I already enrolled in all your classes.
what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, really, I'm kidding. I don't like classes.
Oh, okay. I mean, okay.
You look like you don't believe me.
Betty, sometimes just the normal amount. Sometimes you're just a little more than that. Just a little extra, just
Okay, I might be the RA at your dorm.
huh? So you're the one who's gonna come when I burn popcorn?
Are you?
Oh, is that all you're gonna burn?
Are you going to be
You're
together?
not supposed to.
You're not. So you're the RA. You're not my roommate, right? Like you didn't get that deep, right? Just my RA.
I mean, I have to work for the building, I guess.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
wonderful to be together, to belong.
Isn't it? She needs somebody to look out for her. Make sure she's,
don't-
doing her.
I don't know if I need anybody looking out for me, Betty. But it'll be good for a familiar face, I suppose. I don't know. like Veronica
Right.
loves Betty and has been friends with Betty for years, right? She absolutely understands, but she's trying to leave this town behind. She's trying to get away and be something other than what her expectations are. So she's like,
It's pursuing you.
it's coming with me,
Yeah.
and I just found out.
Betty's job is Betty's been like basic job is to make sure Veronica does what she has to do.
Yep, yep. And this is the moment I think when Chance arrives.
Okay. So you hear the sound of a car backfiring, and it's probably not unfamiliar. So outside, Chance is going to pull up in a green 1979 Ford Ranchero that is not
I love that we
incredibly
know
well made.
everybody's cars. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Please continue.
It's perfect. It's not terribly well maintained. He's going to end up probably trading it for something else at some point. He as he kind of, you can see that there, and the sort of the radios kind of is blaring a bit. He shuts it off as he sees that he realizes that they're, for a second he pulls up and stops and he's sort of swearing for a second at the brakes, and he's looking around. He's like, sees that there are kids down the street. He's like, oh great. And then he's sort of like, he shrugs. He gets out. He's an older guy. He is vaguely middle-aged. He is casually dressed. Usually he is always casually dressed at this point in his life when he has gone through burnout and into something else incredibly weird. So sort of these semi-Hawaiian overshirt and t-shirt and glasses and stuff. He is smoking, and he is a cigarette, and he is carrying a small cooler. Just kind of seemingly oblivious to any sort of pastoral stuff going on around him. And he will. He is originally, I'm going to say for anyone trying to pick out what the hell kind of accent I seem to be using, he is originally from Scotland, but has been in the US for many decades. So we'll see. We'll see what comes out.
Oh, that's such a good way to use an accent, but like have an excuse for it not to be perfect. I'm stealing that. Excellent.
It's somewhat just not going. Minimum effort. No. So he's going to.
Sorry, I took all you out.
He's going to head up to the. He's going to head up to the porch, and just kind of and just kind of look in. He occasionally crashes here when he's coming through town. He is a journalist, or attempts to be. It's at this point he's more of a yellow journalist. He does more, basically he does stuff for tabloids because those are the only people who print what he writes. But he kind of he kind of views this group as his as a group of his fellow investigators / extended party. So it's basically his sort of the vibe he kind of gives off. It's like, are you serious? Oh yes, entirely, despite how ridiculous I'm acting. So he'll just kind of do that thing where he opens the door if it's open, just sort of knocking open while he sort of knocks while he comes in, and he's like, "Prue, love, sorry I'm late. It was a hell of a time getting here on the highway. I don't know what's happening today, aside from this. I didn't realize that pies were going to be this much of a draw, but apparently they are. Yours have got to be worth it," he says, still coming in. And
I'm hoping it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's gotta be, love, gotta be. And he will come in and just basically, if permitted, he will first off, does Prue let him smoke in the house, I think is an important question.
I think usually you get a look that tells you.
Yeah. So it's a thing where he comes in, he forgets, because he always forgets when he's coming in, and so he comes in. He's getting ready to do if permitted, to do the bear hug thing.
And you know what?
She
gives you a big bear hug and doesn't say anything about the cigarette.
It will be absolutely whirling. He'll do it in the midst of it, kind of looking over his shoulder. There we are. So looking over his shoulder, he like thinks for a second. There's a moment of panic. I assume this is in the kitchen at this point.
Yes.
There's like a brief moment of panic as he realizes he's still holding the cigarette, and he just tries to stub it out in the sink real quick.
Yeah.
and
And I think as you're trying to stub it out in the sink, like one of the things you might notice is that like usually when Prudence cooks, it's a little bit of like a whirlwind in the kitchen, like it looks a huge mess. And there's really not a mess in the sink. There's a lot of room for you to stub out your cigarette.
that is excellent. And just sort of, is everybody else here still in the kitchen, or is there are you dispersed?
I'm just gonna go, oh, look, it's Hawaii 5-0.
And
Prudence, you didn't tell me
he'll
everybody was coming today. Who else is on the list? Santa Claus?
Chance will sort of swing around and say, "Well, you know, Santa might visit you if you were nicer. Do you not, or do you not want the gift I brought you?" He says,
Yes.
just sort of suggesting a thing in his pocket that he's aiming this at. He's aiming this specifically at Mel. You want it?
Yeah, a gift, huh? What kind of
yeah.
gift?
And he'll just, out of his pocket, he will pull a cassette tape that he just sort of will sort of dangle back and forth for a moment as saying, you know, I'm always on the lookout for these things of your particular oeuvre. It is a 1978 album, The Buzzcocks. What Do I Get?
Why does it look like
Punk
that?
band. And he's like,
You know,
oh,
just like-
ancient times.
I'm just like zoop up close. Really?
Hmm?
Eh?
You know, I got the hookups.
So that's like an
All right.
antique you have?
Well, as antique as I, sadly.
So shouldn't you both be in museums?
Excellent. And
At
what
this
do
point,
you,
I'd
what do
kill
you
for
want
that.
for this?
Oh,
Maybe just a thing to be named later.
I have one of those. I have one of those stuck in my radio. Her car is old. Like it's like from the it's like compared to how young she is, her car is very old. She's in the it's from the 80s, right? So she's got her little tape deck, and she's like, it has Leonard Skinner stuck in there.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
Uh,
You know, I couldn't wish the fate to a nicer guy. But,
I'm gonna snatch the cassette, zip out of the kitchen towards the front of the house, and in about a minute, you can hear the Buzzcocks just blasting over the stereo.
You know, my car has this really cool satellite radio in it. It's probably a little bit better than this museum technology you got going on.
And now just drift back through the wall into the kitchen, head banging.
This is when
Yeah.
you start to smell an odd smell in the kitchen. It's not a peanut butter smell. It smells like not just like burning, but like toxic burning. Prudence seems.
What?
Oh,
I
my
thought
wife
you
just
put
came
that
home.
out.
I'm gonna dash to close my door, so it's not super loud. My
Okay.
dog barks. So
Smells like burning. I thought he put that out in the sink.
Oh crap! Just sort of go over. I'm going to set down the cooler, which the cooler has beer in it. If anyone wondered, it's probably no one wondered. It's freaking obvious what's in the cooler. But, he'll just sort of set it down and just sort of check out, make sure that make sure the cigarette went out in the sink. Just sort of watch it a bit.
And the toxic
Betty's
smell
gonna
actually
grab-
gets worse and worse, but Prudence seems not to notice.
Mel is not noticing. Mel is busy headbanging to the music.
Ugh. Which one
What
of
is
y'all
it?
farted?
It sounds. Did you drop your pot holder in the oven?
Oh, no. Goodness, no, I didn't drop a pot.
You mind if I
holder.
check it real quick? So,
In the
my-
oven? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. You're welcome to look. Yes. So yeah, of course. Look in the oven.
How's about this?
I'm sorry, yeah.
Sort of-
Whatever my character's name is, Betty will check
Betty.
the oven.
Okay. Are you opening it?
Yeah, I'm opening it.
So when you look in the oven at first, what you see like through the oven window is like the most delectable, delicious, like peanut butter cookies rising on a tray. But when you open the oven, what you see is like a slowly melting plastic jug of peanut butter and like a thing of butter, like a stick of butter, like slowly melting. And flour has been like just sort of thrown in haphazardly. Looks very different than what you see from outside. And the smell is coming from, of course, the melting plastic of the peanut butter jar. And that smell, once you open the oven, just whoof, wafts over everybody. It's not harming anybody, but it sure is unpleasant.
Whoa! Oh, I get it. That smells worse than
Ah.
me.
Okay, so I'm going to turn the
Uh.
oven off, and then I'm going to close the door. Do I still see the cookies, or do I see
You see
the?
the cookies when you close the door. Yes.
Prudence, what kind of oven is this? And I'm saying this as I start cleaning this, trying to clean this up as well.
It's an oven. Our ovens, it is an oven.
What are you cooking in there, love?
Peanut butter cookies.
Well, we're going to have to make another batch.
Sorry, just a second.
What do you mean? I just saw cookies. They looked perfect. And then Veronica
Yeah, but it's
leans
not.
around Betty and is like, that's not what was in the oven.
Oh
No.
dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. And like you can see Betty and Veronica close to the counter. There's a bowl that she's been mixing in, but the bowl's empty.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna poke my head out the back wall. It's like looking to see if there are any burning tires in the backyard or something. It's like,
Glancing
oh,
over, looking at the bowl. I look at Drew. You all right? You've been taking your medication, not taking any medication I may have accidentally left here, which would be a very big mistake, probably.
And like Prudence starts to sort of rear back and her hair starts to sort of move in a strange sort of way. The bun
No,
sort
my
of
stuff doesn't
falling
do that.
out. And you've never seen this happen before. And she says, is that not how cookies are made?
No, you
You-
gotta mix the ingredients.
Yes, you mix the ingredients and put them in the oven and turn the oven on. That's
Good
how
Prudence.
they're made, right? I didn't get it wrong, did I? And now her hair is growing longer and longer. Her limbs are starting to expand and whip around. Are you telling me that I got it wrong?
Okay, who are you?
I'm Prudence, of course. Aren't I Prudence? I look like Prudence. I act like Prudence. I must be Prudence, right? And her arms and her hair are whipping around, and you can see that it's getting more and more agitated.
Perfect. Oh, it's absolutely perfect, Prue. I think that this is simply amazing. Look at this delightful process. And he's going to very just sort of exaggeratedly, he's going to be looking at the bowl and pretend to be dipping his fingers into the bowl into nothing and tasting it. And he's going to be like, my God, that's better than anything my mom ever cooked. This is delightful. Listen, I think you've got some lovely, lovely things going on here, and we just want to make sure we're absolutely in a position to help you. I am trying to use often overlooked, which is one of my moves when I act crazy to avoid something. I am rolling plus weird.
Alrighty.
To try to calm her down, if nothing else, but 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 10 plus you're regarded as unthreatening and unimportant, it says here. But,
So she seems to be ignoring, she kind of looks at you and gives like a satisfied smile. And like her mouth is like, it's going a little bit too big, like it just doesn't look quite right. And you're noticing that like on her arms, like little sort of fungal growth seems to be coming up. And her arms are now like whipping around the two walls of the kitchen, but she looks at you and sort of smiles and then focuses on the rest of you.
Smiling, backing up, and I'm going to quietly, while she's focusing on the rest, try to turn the oven off.
Good call. That part of it inspired by the fact that there has been something wrong with my oven that is putting toxic stuff all over my house for the last week. Anyway, she looks at the rest of you and goes, am I doing Prudence okay?
I guess so. I just want cookies like I usually get, and then I'm going to go into my car and drive off like I do every time I come over here. Right, Prudence?
I will get you cookies. And she goes in and she grabs the cookie tray that's been in there, and just with her hand, she grabs it and sets it down. And there's a little bit of like a sizzling sound, and it smells like mushrooms cooking.
Oh, this is perfect, Prudence. These hot cookies, this is perfect. You are going to get a blue ribbon for sure.
No, I don't know why we're pretending this is fine. This is not fine. Obviously, you're not our lovely Prudence. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are you pretending to be her? And why are you pretending to bake cookies? You can't bake the plastic. Come on, man. What kind of monster are you? You're not even doing a good job of pretending to be her. Come on.
Are you saying that I'm not Prudence?
No, you're not Prudence.
And she like takes her arm and she like whips it over at you and tries to curl it around your shoulders and pull you close to her. And I would say, like, are you defending yourself when she does that?
No, not at this point.
Okay, all right. She pulls you close and she says, we belong together.
Let her go.
I'll
But
tell you
we
like I
belong
told I'll tell you
together.
I'll tell you like I told my last boyfriend. I'm going off to college. Sorry, got to break this up. She I think and at that point, you know, she's like pulled in tight. She's gonna like kick with with her right leg and try to like do like a forward like mule kick sort of thing to kick this entity away from her.
Mm-hmm. Is there like, okay, so I'm gonna say act under pressure. Go ahead and roll with cool so that as you're like being held and like this weird thing is like yelling in your face, you know exactly like where to kick and how to push off. So roll
Okay.
with cool.
Okay, that's a 8.
Okay. So you are going to be able to kick off, but you're probably going to run into Betty as you do. You're going to crash into Betty when you kick
Okay.
off, right? But so you're able to kick off away from her and far enough away that her grip breaks. But like Betty, Veronica crashes into you, and both of you are sort of in a pile on the floor at the other side of the kitchen.
Okay, I want to like somehow get between the two of them if I can as I'm getting up.
So you move in between the two. And at this point, Prudence's arm has stretched all the way down the hallway and shut the door. We belong together. No one is going anywhere.
We. Who is we? Who is we?
My lovely children of monster killing. Right? That's what I call you.
So you're not Prudence then?
I'm Prudence.
You're not the Prudence you were yesterday.
We belong together.
Oh, how does a single person be together?
All of us belong together. We are like family. That's
Who
what
are you?
I say.
Who are you and what have you done with my Prudy?
And she tries to whip out and grab you. And are you insubstantial enough that you cannot be grabbed?
I mean, sure. I mean,
what does your playbook say? Yeah.
Incorporeal, which says, oh yeah, no, not. I may move freely through solid objects, but not people.
Okay, so I would say that she is able to grab you, right? Like people are substantial enough.
No, yeah.
And I would put monsters in that category too.
Monsters are people.
Yeah, monsters are people.
Yeah.
So she tries to grab you and pull you to her. Do you try to defend?
Like, hey, wait, what are you doing? What, how? Hey, no,
you are hers.
I guess I am going to try and slip out of this.
All right. How are you going to try to slip out?
Um, I squirm, struggle, just try to get out of her grip.
Okay.
It's
So then I would
immediate
say
reaction.
roll with cool, act under pressure.
All right. Ooh, I am so cool. And oh wow, that's a 7.
Okay. Similarly, you're able to slip out. But when you slip out, you sort of fall on the floor and trip Chance. So Chance, you kind of bang down onto the floor. The two of you are in a bit of a pile. And you hear this creature begin to laugh and say, you see, I can keep you with me. I can keep you with me always.
Can I do read a bad situation?
You sure can. This is definitely a bad situation, I would say. Roll with sharp.
Okay. I think I have. Sorry, I am making sure I'm rolling this correctly because I sometimes don't do things correctly. And let me get my dice roller up. Plus, you said sharp?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, my sharp is 5 million. Okay, obviously that's not true. I'm not supposed to give myself away when I try to do that. But
It's
my
only
sharp
4.85 million.
So that's a 7.
So you hold one, which means you get to answer one, you get an answer to one of the following questions. What's your best way in? What's your best way out? Are there any dangers you haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to you? And what's the best way to protect victims? So pick one of those.
What's my best way out?
Your best way out. This creature is able to extend an indefinite amount of space. So you either need to get the creature to agree that you can leave, or you need to incapacitate the creature.
Okay. So Prudence, when are we going to the festival? When are we going to the contest?
We don't need to go to the contest now because we're all together and we're going to belong forever.
You know what? That sounds awesome. Are you going to make some more cookies for us?
I will make as many cookies as you want. At this point, like the bun of her hair is completely unwound. So you have just almost like this Medusa-like look
Yeah, I want
going
a
on with
cake.
her hair. What?
I want a cake too and a sandwich. I'm like really hungry. I didn't eat before I came here. I rushed.
I think you should
And
roll with charm.
Okay.
You're giving her a reason to believe that you're going to stay.
Oh my God. Okay, so I have +2, so that's 8.
Okay. Okay. So on this, it's like they're going to do something. They'll do what you want, but only if you do something to show that you mean it. So you have to do something to convince her that indeed you intend to stay for a while.
Does she have a TV?
Yes, there's a really, really old TV with like antenna on little legs that's in the den right next door to the kitchen.
Well, she lets me. I'm going to go over to the TV to turn it on to watch to like a soap opera or something.
Okay, yeah. She clearly watches you carefully as you walk into the other room and make sure that you're within her eye line. But yeah, oh yes, watch your shows, darling. Watch your shows.
I can have a soda too.
A soda? I don't keep those in this house. Do I? Do I keep those in this house? I don't keep those in this house.
Okay, well, if you don't have soda, can you make me like some iced tea or something so I can have it while watching my show?
And she has this giant grin, and she goes to the kitchen and she starts to pull out ice from the, I meant she goes to the refrigerator, pulls out ice from the freezer, pulls out a cup, puts the ice and the cup on the counter and finds a lemon and puts the lemon in the cup and then puts the ice on top of the lemon. And then one of her limbs hands it to you.
Thanks, Prue.
You are so welcome, little darling.
Y'all should come in here and watch this soap opera with me. It's good too. I think that the wife and the husband are cheating with each other.
Oh yeah, good idea. And just going to grab a beer out of the cooler.
You have
I'm
your
good.
priorities.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Just kind of
Watch
back
your
up
shows, little darlings. Watch your shows.
into the kitchen, into the.
As her hair is starting to like reform into a bun, her limbs are like starting to come in toward her body.
Veronica is sat down, but she is not like, she knows that she's supposed to pretend right now, but she is stock still, just sitting on the very edge of the seat with her fists balled up at her like stomach, like looking at everyone, looking at the TV, looking back at the kitchen, like, y'all tell me when. Y'all tell me. She's ready.
Great
And
to
at this
know.
point, the creature has turned its back to you and she starts to hum, like, but really badly. Like,
Mal,
Yeah,
what the hell's been going on in this house?
she wasn't like this yesterday. It seems like something has possessed her, maybe. Um, okay, here, let's, if she's possessed, that shouldn't actually be too hard. Here, let me
Is it
see if I
is it
can.
possession or is it she's like, realize she's still too loud. Or did something take her form?
They're both in there because she's talking to the with the way her wording and stuff. I think Prudence is still in there.
She did go wee eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she went she-I. She never said we. There was no
Oh,
plural.
yeah. She go she eye. Possibly. It's hard to say. Maybe.
And we're not getting out of here. She can extend indefinitely, so we need to be smart about
Oh,
this.
that's fabulous. Has there been any visitors in the last 24 hours? Anything like that? Anything new happened in the house?
She did go to the fair to drop her cake off a few hours ago and then came back. That was me letting
Okay.
Mal know.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Trying to remember this now. Okay, hold on. I think if she's possessed, I should be able to banish it. I'm trying to remember what I need to do that. Okay. But sure, I'm gonna try and use magic on her.
I would say that this is big magic. What do you
Okay.
think? You know
Well,
what? Let's start with use magic actually, because
Yeah.
let's do that one first.
Yeah, I was aiming for the regular use magic effect of
Yeah.
banish a spirit or curse.
Okay. All right.
So
Go for it.
Okay, oh, that's not, oh, wait, right, haha, 8. Thank
8.
goodness
Okay.
for +3, weird.
So normally, I mean, and what do you do actually for this banishment? What does it look like when you're doing this?
Oh, ideally she's not watching, but probably speaking, mumbling, like quietly, somewhat below my breath, and probably gestures that go along with that.
Usually when you do that, you have a sense sort of how almost like your gesture is like spiritually extended into whatever the thing is that you're trying to banish, and like almost like pulls it out. And you feel that kind of like when you feel that you've hooked a fish. And you feel pretty distinctly that there's nothing there to hook.
You see me like my hands out like your best friend. It's like kind of round and like okay. If she's possessed, it's not something spiritual or magical. I'm not picking up anything off of her. This is extra bad.
That tells me that it's not her, which means I can wail on her and not feel bad about it. Gotcha.
She might have something inside her, though. Still, might be a worm or something. It depends. We don't know.
Could be. I remember seeing something about that on the Discovery Channel. Did you know there's like so much in the world? Sometimes it's annoying not being able to go very far from
Way
here.
too much.
But,
way too much, Mel. There's way too much in the world. Mel, has she been anywhere? Did she do anything?
But yeah, there was like a thing about like these like worms in Siberia that could like make people act like chickens. And did you know that apparently aliens built the pyramids?
Yes, yes, I remember that article.
I don't want to be stuck here forever.
That article pushed out a feature I tried to submit a few years back.
Is there any sort of like books about like monsters or anything like that that Prudence has like on hand? Because she's kind of like, I imagine, like keeps us together as a team, right?
Oh yeah, she has a study down in the basement that she uses. It's very, very cozy. There's usually just sort of piles of books everywhere. She has, notebooks that she uses to keep track of her investigations. And usually when she calls all of you together, at some point you go down into that study and she will, show you what it is that she's found. So you know that there's information on whatever she's been researching somewhere in the house.
So I think Veronica would want to make sure because if it's something like something's infected her or it's really her or there's a possession or something, Prudence is about the only person that she would not be able to forgive herself if she beat to a pulp. So she wants to make sure that what she's about to fight is, because she's not going to sit here for very much longer. She just can't. She's wound up. She's like a spring wound up. She's not, something's going to give.
This is very upsetting.
Yes. This is like my grandma's possessed, or maybe someone's pretending to be my grandma and I need to know. So she's gonna stand up, like try to act nonchalant, but she is stiff as a board. And I just remembered that I have a research paper due next week. I got my syllabus already, so I'm gonna take a peek down in the study downstairs. I'll be right back. I think Prudence has a book down there she was gonna lend me, right? Prue.
Great idea.
Study well so you could go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I study?
Did you? Yeah.
I want to study too. My favorite character is in a coma anyway.
Perfect.
Downstairs by her evil brother.
You belong together.
Again? Oh yeah, right. No, that's terrible.
Yeah, we'll go down to the study together and study about studying.
Let us know if you want a hand with anything.
Okay.
You belong together.
So she goes down to the study and just kind of like tries to walk slowly. As soon as she gets out of sight, she running down the stairs. Okay, so she's just barely out of sight, and you hear go 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 as she runs down the stairs, like totally forgetting that, like, obviously everyone can hear her bulkiness as she runs. And it's just going to start like looking for any sort of monster identification book, notes. What, like, is there something that might give her a clue, a hint, anything? And she's maybe moving too fast.
You try to get there, but standing between you and, like, so you go down and it's like this creaky metal door to get down to the, like almost a screen door to get down to the basement. It looks like maybe at some point it was an addition to the house, and really unfinished stairs to get down. And it's a cozy basement, but it's definitely not been finished, right? It's really warm in the summers, it's really cold in the winters, it's a little musty and warm now. At the bottom of the stairs, what you see is Prudence has a pet iguana. Okay, she's a sucker for animals. Somebody gave up their iguana, dumped it in her yard, so she kept it. She creatively named it Iggy, and thought that was a very brilliant name. And Iggy is very temperamental. And unless Prudence is around, Iggy doesn't like anybody. And Iggy, who is, like, let me say, like, as long as a person at this point and over 100 pounds, is down at the bottom of the stairs, clearly agitated, the way that Iggy always is if Prudence isn't around. And it looks at you, and I don't know if iguanas hiss, but it hisses.
Iggy. Could let us through, bud. Come on, bud. You could just let us pass. We won't get, you could just not bite us.
I feel like you can manipulate someone on this, even though Iggy is an animal. Like, you can use your tone of voice and your body posture to get animals to do what you want. So why don't you go ahead and roll with charm?
Okay. 5.
Are you asking if you can help?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll plus cool first, but you know what? You're going to give them +1 on their roll, which was a 5 anyway. So it's not going to be a success. Okay. Yeah. So Iggy starts threateningly climbing up the stairs. There's like a sort of noise of like plastic or rubber hitting the stair as it starts to climb up at you threateningly.
So this is one of those moments where if it was somebody else, they might have just fought this iguana. But Veronica knows that this is like, that would be like, Prudence would be very upset if she beat her iguana up. So she just like backs up, looks at Betty and says, I'm not going to get bit by an iguana today. I don't need to get like salmonella or whatever it is they carry, or I don't know. I'm not doing that. I've got to go to school tomorrow.
Okay, let me try to see if I can handle this for you. But you owe me like at least number 3 meal, extra large drink.
You got it.
Can I try to manipulate some iguana?
Yeah, what do you do to try to calm the iguana?
I don't know if iguanas like lemons.
Like what?
Lemons.
Lemons? Well, what do you do to make a lemon seem appealing to an iguana?
I peel it and like little segments of it. Like, do you want lemons?
Why don't you go ahead and roll? I want you to roll manipulate someone. I'm going to give you a +1 because I'm pretty sure that iguanas actually do like fruit. And I just feel like that was creative. I'm going to do a +1 for that, but go ahead and roll with charm.
A good roll. Okay, so charm 11.
11. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, it comes up to you and like the hissing stops and it sort of like takes the lemon out of your hand. And I don't know if Betty is like down with lizards, but it takes that and you can feel like the lizard face sort of scraping on your hand, and it takes the lemon and it's like satisfied in terms of it's eating the lemon. But if a lizard can look sad or upset, like this lizard looks sad or upset, like you did not fix the problem that's making it upset, but it will let you pass.
We're working
Ooh,
on
we
it.
got $30 donation for a cat, y'all. Awesome. Okay, before
Betty
you continue,
Betty does say, Betty does say to the iguana, say, we're working on it, Iggy. We're going to get her back for you.
and like you see like the little like comb, kind of the ridge kind of go up, like showing you that it's upset, and then slowly go down, like it's taking your words as comfort. All right, you guys, let's pick another cat. What is the name and look of a cat that Prudence has, and what power does this cat have?
Thank you, Mad Catter.
Mad Catter. Oh my gosh. I like Mad
So-
Catter. What does everybody else think?
We should name it Mad Catter for sure.
Mad Catter. Yes. What is Mad Catter? What is Mad Catter's special witchy ability?
Hmm.
Does it just jump on monsters on command? Is it able to like push things off counters in such a way that they bop things on the head? Is it able
Telekinesis
to
sounds cool.
telekinesis? I like that. I like that. Huh. Yes, voice of God.
Yeah, there you go.
Kind of like the cat in Captain Marvel.
Flurkin.
Right. So
Yeah.
does Mad Catter have that kind of telekinesis, but only for things on counters? Or does Mad Catter have the ability to eat anything? Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote. Eat anything, raise your hand. Okay. We have two. Is that a hand, Janie?
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 hands. So yes, Mad Catter can eat anything. And in fact, like as you walk past Iggy the iguana and you see like the little like sub room off the side of the basement, like you see like the washer and dryer from like the 1950s, or they're like in the main room of the basement, and you kind of, it has the smell of fresh clothes. But there's a little sub room where the study is, and you see Mad Catter sort of curled up on a comfy chair in the study. And the normal piles of books. There's always different books on the desk because she just reads voraciously. And her notebook is there as well.
Yeah, I think Veronica's heading straight for that notebook to see, like, was she onto something? Was she investigating something?
Yeah. So you get to the notebook, and let's go ahead and make a roll here. And the reason why we're going to make a roll is because Prudence has incredibly bad handwriting, just massively bad handwriting. So you have to be like really sharp to be able to understand what the heck she's writing. So why don't you roll with sharp?
Okay. Okay, that's an 8.
Okay. So hold 1 means you can ask one of the following questions, and we can mold the question, around the situation. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here? So use one of those questions, and you're either going to be able to read the section that answers the question that you're talking about, or what is being concealed here might be something different. I'll come up with that one.
So my options were, so what is the monster?
This is what happens here. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? Obviously, not all of those are super relevant to the current situation, but many of them are.
Right.
There is a monster.
Yeah. Well, what is the monster? What is it? What is it?
Okay.
What sort of creature is it?
What sort of creature is it?
So what you're able to read off of her notes, let me get to it. You get a couple of things. You see, like in her scribbled writing, one phrase that's repeated enough times that eventually you can put enough letters together to know what it says, and it says the longing. You see the word spores. You see the word doppelganger, and you see the word belong. Those are the words that are repeated enough times that you can see them. You also, off to the side, see a couple of newspaper clippings. And the newspaper clippings involve various accidents happening at fairs across the state, whatever state you're in, the state of whatever state you're in.
Oh. It's a doppelganger, so it's not really her. But I think it wants to belong. Belonging? Spores. So, I mean, it looked like mushrooms. It kind of smelled like mushrooms too when it burned, right? So it's not her, it's a doppelganger. I can beat its ass, right?
Mad Catter is like brushing up against your legs as you're saying this and like purring. Mad Catter's a tough old cat. Mad Catter is like a scrappy gray, like long hair cat, but like long hair that's like kind of in patches at this point. And just really, really likes Veronica because he recognizes Veronica as a kindred spirit. So he's rubbing up against Veronica's legs, purring.
In my head, Mad Catter must have a hat of some sort as well. That just stays on because of course it does.
Right, right. What kind of hat?
I mean,
Top hat,
top,
right?
top
Yeah.
hat would be very, very traditional with the Mad Hatter, but have to be?
I mean, it could be a top hat. Let's say like
Maybe occasionally it changes. Maybe sometimes it's a top hat, sometimes it's a baseball cap.
Oh,
Prudence loves the fact that Mad Catter likes to wear hats and makes different hats
Yeah.
periodically, right? So because it's a celebration of like whatever's happening with the baking contest, she has made like a little like party hat with like a little like swirl, but there is a top hat and the little top hat is on her on the little desk. It was a recent hat change.
Yeah.
The Mad Catter doesn't look super pleased to be wearing a party hat, but tolerating it.
Mad Catter agrees. What do you think, Betty? Can I go up there and just like beat this
Yeah.
mushroom's butt?
But where is Prudence?
Good point.
mm.
Did Mal say that she left and came back? Did he say that?
I wasn't actually sure. I thought Mal was in the living room with them trying to convince the not Prudence that we weren't going anywhere.
You had a conversation when you went to the den. And I think it was Chance who asked, did something strange happen? Did you have a visitor? And the information you had was that she went to the fair to drop off the cake and then came a couple of hours later back.
Yeah, so I guess I'm upstairs somewhere. I'm not in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Veronica, if Mal gave that answer, then Veronica knows that information.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Do I know that piece of information?
Mal, did you share that information with everybody in the den?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So she's like, not here. If she left and came back, she had to have left and this thing came back. Mal would know.
Okay, but she's not going to let us leave. She can extend her hair indefinitely.
Yeah, that's why I gotta beat her ass first. Nobody takes over Prue's kitchen. Nobody else takes over Prue's kitchen, okay?
How do you defeat her?
She's a mushroom, right? You got any Lotrimin spray? Do you have what's that antifungal they thought cured COVID? Oh, give me some. Whatever it is.
Fungals.
I need some. My fist in its face. I don't know, but this is not. I can't.
Look, okay. I get it, V. I get it. But we have to be smart about this. We have to get rid of her once and for all. We can't. I don't know if we have a lot of chances on messing this up. And we still have to save Prudence. So we need to plan.
Yeah.
Hey, chill. We got this. Okay?
Yeah, but I mean, if there are spores, should we be in here with it? I mean, should we be
No.
breathing it? Shouldn't we take action now? So maybe we don't get infected by whatever this is?
Is there any books that down here about killing mushroom people other than like bouncing on our heads?
Nothing specific, but there are various books about how to handle monsters who's like how to handle various monsters. So you can look in a book and see if you can find a chapter that's specific enough to be helpful. So you go ahead and roll if you're going to look through the books. And then we're going to go up to Chance and Mal in just a minute. So go ahead and roll the investigating thing that's not on my screen. La 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 la. Investigate a mystery. Investigate. Ha! Roll sharp.
Okay.
And I put all the questions available over in the Discord, so.
You are lovely. Thank you.
What can hurt it is one of the questions that you can answer to.
Okay. I rolled a 5 million.
Okay. You can ask all the questions in the world. The meaning of
Okay.
life is 42.
7. Is that close to 5 million?
That's close. That's very close. Yeah, no, pick one of the questions that you want to ask. I'm pretty sure I know which one, but go ahead and look and pick.
Okay. This is such a high pressure situation. Why could I have rolled better? I blame the dice. And it's going to be what can hurt it?
So there are two things that can hurt this kind of creature. And what you find, you actually find an entry on the longing. It doesn't give much description because it says it's a very poorly understood creature that's only sort of been like identified in like medieval manuscripts and various things like that, colonial accounts. But the two things that it says are if you can separate it from as much of its like its growth as you can, like for instance, like the growth of the arms or the growth of the hair, if you can like pare it down as much to like its smallest form, that will hurt it a lot. Regular damage will hurt it too, because it really is made out of like mushroom kind of material. Pesticides, not so much. Although I think that's a brilliant idea. You might actually get a +1 if you use that. And also the longing wants more than anything to belong. It is a well of loneliness. So you can fool it by making it feel like it belongs, but you can also do harm to it by making it feel alone. Those are the two things that you can do that do the most harm. Regular violence also is okay.
So I think if we mean girl, if we make this thing think we like it and then mean girl it, it would really hurt it a lot. I mean, and then your physical attack will be more effective if you want to try that.
Sorry, I think the thing might have picked that up that in the thing. I had to yell at my dog, sorry. So you're telling me that we can just like Regina George it.
Yes.
Like make it think it belongs and then like be real mean to it.
And then you hit it with something with like we could pack some shotgun shells with some of the anti-fungus stuff and you can shoot it, or you can put it on your blade, you could stab it, whatever. So yeah, we Regina George it, and then you do your, chosen thing to it.
Okay. Okay.
What are
So we
Chance
got
and
it.
Mal doing at this? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Marlo.
No, you're good.
What are Chance and Mal doing right now?
Well, when to put on the TV, then I'd be complaining that you turned off my music. But
put on both, she won't know the difference.
yeah, basically, it feels like my job here is basically to stall, delay, act as cover for
Yeah.
actual competent people
Same.
to do things.
Yeah. Well, let's roll manipulate someone. And one of you can roll to help and the other one roll manipulate someone.
Okay. Let's see.
I-
I have a move that lets me use my sharp to manipulate, which gives me a 2. What have you got?
I also have a charm of 2.
Yeah, so we can
Oddly
go
enough.
either one.
Well, I think whoever has better cool would be the one who would roll to help out, right?
Yeah. My cool is 0.
You got a cooler one. So
All
yeah,
right.
so yeah, I should be the one to help.
I mean, Chance is pretty cool.
I,
Slightly cool. It's a facade, but yes.
I am not
So
one
I'll
of
help
those
out.
cool dead people, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Chance, you're doing a little bit of the like,
Yeah.
well, how do you help out? How do you help Mal fool Prudence?
Oh, well, it's anything where we have to interact with Prudence
Mhm.
is just basically he's doing the kind of this. This is sort of almost sort of this deadened chill thing where it's just sort of like he'll just sort of agree with stuff that's being said and just kind of comment, make nice little nice comments every now and then about things, but just sort of being very much a facilitator for
Yeah.
whatever it is that is helping the conversation, and B, just sort of helps whatever Prudence seems to be trying to do while simultaneously trying to keep her from destroying the house if she does anything by accident that might.
Then go ahead and roll the cool.
Seeming to be very calm. He always has this very calm, or very, actually it's not even calm, it's just because he's kind of dead inside, but it's that semi veneer that's just like, yeah, whatever.
Okay, so roll with cool to yell whatever the fake Prudence.
All right, I shall make my whatever roll to attempt to help out, and that gives me a well, yeah, I got a 9 total, so that yeah.
Okay, so you do give a +1 to the next roll, but you're so helpful that I don't, Prudence 2.0 is able to like wrap her arm around you and sort of pull you close and sort of lean and go, we belong together. And so this right now you've got one of those limbs wrapped around you.
Yeah.
But
He's just gonna be like, yeah, we belong together, and he's gonna start just sort of singing that a little bit, which I will not sing here for reasons of A, talent, B, copyright.
And she hums along with you, but exactly like totally not what you're singing at all.
She does not know the
Like,
song, does she?
random weird notes that seem to be strung together for no reason. But Mal, go ahead and roll with charm.
All right. Oh, well, and with an extra +1 on that, that makes 13.
Woo! Okay. So not only do they do what you want right now, they also become your ally for the rest of the mystery, or if you do enough for them permanently. So this Prudence is really like attached to you specifically, like really, really, really attached to you.
And physically as well, sure.
Now you rolled well enough that Prudence does not have a limb or tentacle or whatever around you, fungical around you. But definitely you can tell that this Prudence is you've always been my favorite. You live here. You belong more than any other, and you will never leave.
Oh, yeah. Actually, hold on. Come on, hey, it's Shark Week. Come on, sit down. Right here on the couch next to me. I'm gonna plop on the couch, flick on the TV. It's Shark Week.
She comes and sits.
Going on about.
Sorry, go on. I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
Oh, it's like they got something about Mako's on right now. I love Mako's.
She goes and sits
Makos.
down. Yeah. But and Chance, like when she goes and sits down because she has her arm like curled around you, you get sort of like dragged to the couch and like plopped next to her.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah, sure. I love
Veronica-
Makos.
When Veronica and Betty come up to the top of the stairs, that's the scene that they see. But we don't have Veronica right now. So what do y'all do while you're watching Shark Week with Prudence 2.0?
Enjoying our Makos.
Occasionally her hair unwinds from the bun and just sort of pats one of you on the head.
Actually, I think after a few minutes, Chance just gets into it because he does like Shark Week. So it's a thing where he just kind of starts laughing at the sharks and pointing out, assigning them personalities and names and relationships. Just he just sort of is just sort of as he starts rattling off about nothing in particular, as though Shark Week is the soap opera, actually. Kind of.
And I am totally going to engage you in this and be like, what? Seriously? No. Come on. George here obviously meant to end up with Tina, not Susan.
No, he's cheating on her.
Why do you think George?
He's cheating. He's totally. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the way sharks don't normally. Look at the way. No, he's going clockwise. They don't. That's. He does the clockwise barrel roll there too often.
He is a bad man.
That's got to be a sign of something.
Wait, maybe do you think they're polysharkerous? Is that a thing? Prudence, what do you think? Ain't George is supposed to end up with Tina? He thinks it's supposed to be Susan. What do you think's going on, Prudence?
George is a bad man. Tina and Susan belong together.
Yeah, just basically trying to keep her like distracted and focused on the drama on Shark Week.
Tina did try to eat that diver's leg, but there's still something about her.
So I'm going to give you the opportunity. You can either read a bad situation or investigate a mystery to see like what you can discern as she's speaking to you from the couch.
Okay. Well, I'm very, very bad at sharp.
Yeah.
So
I would try to, except I'm too into Shark Week, I think, right now.
Yeah, my sharp is at -1, so.
So then, you know what I'm thinking is, do you want to pause and do the break now, or do you want to do the roll? Mal, are you going to roll anyway?
That is yeah, what the hell? This can only end up hilarious or interesting.
Well, I think with investigate a mystery, there's not really a big consequence to read a bad situation to rolling under 7. It's just that you don't get an answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it allows the GM to make a hard move, whatever it is they damn well please. So wow, and with a big old -1, that gives me a 5.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I have investigated and learned the gestational period of the Mako shark.
And I think now you both have arms wrapped around you.
Oh no.
And that's what you see, Veronica and Betty, when you get to the top of the stairs at the basement, what you see is Mal and Chance and Prudence 2.0 sitting on the couch with Prudence's like rubbery fungal arms like wrapped really tightly around both of them, and Shark Week on the TV.
Wow, look how much we all belong here.
Oh, come on, Jean-Yves. You think that cage is going to protect you? It's a freaking Mako shark.
Well, this is my favorite show. I can't wait to watch it with my best friends.
George is a bad man.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
He really is.
Yeah, I don't like that, George, not one bit. You're so right, Prudence.
Come watch with us. We belong together.
Yeah.
I think Susan has a chance on him.
Yeah, we all belong.
Can I get some snacks?
Hmm.
What do you want,
Um,
Prudence?
oh, you know what we need for this? You know what we need? The perfect thing? Goldfish. We need
Well, what
those
is
goldfish crackers.
Prudence? Okay,
Oh,
Prudence.
those are good.
what for snack? I want to get you what you want, Prudence. You're always so nice to us. I want to get you something.
The aquarium is in the hallway upstairs.
Oh, you want some fish?
Mal wants goldfish.
Oh, right. You know what? You are so smart. I love this. What do you want, Prudence, for your snack? Just for you. Something
I just
special.
want us all to be together.
Oh, we are. We're together. We're besties, aren't we?
You are like a grandchild to me.
Great. That means I get lots of Christmas presents from you. I'm gonna go get those goldfish.
Get goldfish for Mal.
Yeah, anybody else want anything while I'm up going up to the aquarium?
Yeah, I yeah, I think I left a bag of something behind the aquarium. If memory serves, we might be needing it.
Yeah, at that. I got you. Veronica, do you want anything?
I think I'm good. I'm this belonging here, how much we all belong here together. This is really feeding me and my soul.
Awesome. I'll be right back. Oh wait, you're not supposed to say that.
I just start chanting, eat the diver, eat the diver.
Diver.
The diver is a good snack. Betty, what do you
Yeah.
do?
Either one.
But he's going to try to go up the stairs and see if there's like a window.
There are windows upstairs.
I'm going to open it just to see if she notices at all.
When you open a window upstairs,
Yeah.
I think she's very involved in this shark drama. Very.
I'm seriously considering just going out the window.
It's the window like sticks like wood that has worked a long time ago, and the curtains are like incredibly old, like so much so that the fabric is thin and you can almost see through it. But you open the window and there's no reaction from downstairs. It's not loud enough to hear with the TV on.
Okay, question. Do we have cell phones?
Yeah, oh yeah, this is modern time.
I'm going to text Veronica. It's like, there's an open window. I want to leave.
Okay. Bring back some antifungal medication. I don't know.
I want to try to go out the window.
Yeah, you can crawl out the window.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
on, there's like, you're on like the roof of what has been added long ago as a garage. When you probably faces that. You can actually up on the roof now, you can see the fair in the distance. You can see the yard. There's a shed in the back of the yard. The yard is like, she goes out and she gardens, and everything that she gardens like kind of goes like dead, but attractively dead within a couple of days. She's never been able to have anything but like gothy black roses grow in her yard. But you see her yard and it's beautiful in a certain from a certain perspective. That's what you can see from the top of the garage. What do you do? Unless you want to investigate further, and then you can see more potentially.
I'm going to try to get to my car.
Okay. All right. Why don't you roll with cool?
Oh my gosh.
Because you're acting under pressure.
I am very afraid right now. Like I think I shouldn't be doing this. Like I'm sneaking out of my grandma's house or something.
Well, if we were to use air quotes around grandma, that would be
Yeah, grandma's house.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said plus cool?
Mhm.
Okay, let me see what my cool is again. My cool is 1, so 9.
So you are able to get to the car if you want to, but you're going to make a lot of noise in the process.
Oh no.
because the shingles of the roof are pretty loose.
Okay, I don't want to make any noise.
It looks like then you're not going to be able to use the garage to crawl to your car.
Okay.
It's up to you if you do.
No, I'm not gonna risk everyone getting like strangled because she's hugging them right now with her hair.
Hug it.
Yeah, hugging with hair. Um, well, just quotes around this whole prudence. I'm gonna just sadly crawl back in.
The name of the episode should be air quotes. Okay, so you crawl back in, so you see that there are escape routes, but they're just their own kind of problematic. Sneaking out will be hard.
Yeah. And I'll just go back downstairs. I know I said I was getting goldfish. I'm pretty sure that Prudence doesn't know what goldfish actually are.
Probably not.
So I'm just gonna like take I don't what do I have in my pocket? Some Tic Tacs, I don't know, and hand them to
Awesome. So Betty comes back in with a small thing of Tic Tacs, like a pocket-sized thing of Tic Tacs, and starts to pass them out. Mad Catter looks up at you and meows for a Tic Tac.
Here you go, Mad Cat or Tic Tac. I mean goldfish for you too.
Ooh, you almost slipped there. But the rest of you heard that. So very clearly the Tic Tacs are representing goldfish in this situation.
Hope y'all like your goldfish.
Oh yeah, these are really good after you've been smoking too.
Yeah, there's more upstairs if anybody wants one.
Oh yeah, I might have to nip up and get and grab some in a little bit.
This whole time, just sitting still wound as tightly as a spring, Veronica is just sitting there like this, like bopping her fists together, like she looks up at Betty expectantly, like, I thought you were leaving. You texted me you were leaving. Why didn't you bring any? I don't know. I've looked up some. Why didn't you bring any myconazole or something? Like, we could be taking care of this. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, you should get some. You should check out the goldfish upstairs. There's some other fish in there too, and another diver that I couldn't get because I was kind of squicked up. It was a little loud, so I didn't get that diver. You know, the colors were loud.
Oh. That'd be good. That'd be good. Actually, I'm going to take a look up there. If that's would that be all right? I say, just sort of glancing over at
Well, I like the
glancing
color.
over at the creature that currently has me curled up right now.
You want to go look at the fish?
Yeah, I was thinking of going up and looking at the fish. Is that okay?
Why do you want to go look at the fish?
Probably because we've been watching stuff in the oh my god, look at what it's doing. Look at that. George is for Tina now. Now he's after Angela. What the hell?
George is a bad man. Roll plus charm chance.
Roll plus charm. Oh God. Am I manipulating someone?
Yeah.
Excellent. I have a move. My see it all fits together move lets me use sharp instead, which is good. We'll see if it helps. It does not. I got a total of 5.
All right.
I am never leaving this couch.
So where we're going to leave this before we go to break, right? And the scene is that everyone is sitting, 3 people in a couch, 2 people in armchairs, kind of like tensely eating Tic Tacs, with 2 rubbery fungal arms twisted and holding on to Mal and Chance. And that's where we will stop before the break, and we'll see what happens when we come back. Bye. See you in 10-ish. We are all hot. We are all hot. I am so oh, I can hear myself. That's weird. I'm getting an echo.
Have you muted the browser tab with Google Meet?
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't change anything. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
I
good.
was checking. Yeah, I had it open to see if we got donations. Yeah. Awesome. Oh, checking. Yes, that worked. Okay. I am excited to say that we got a $15 donation during the break. So everybody gets a +1. And yeah, we're up to, now that I closed it, I think 550 is what we're up to. So I'm really excited. That's really awesome. That's going to help kids. And let's keep that up. Let's keep donating. Every dollar that you donate, everyone goes to helping kids at children's hospitals across the US and Canada. So where we left with these lovely players was like, let me set the scene. You're in a den with like mid-century furniture and an old TV. I heard a sound, but it went away. Okay.
Sorry, that was me.
I thought I was getting an echo again.
No.
And an old TV on like 4 legs with an antenna, showing Shark Week with like occasional like fuzz across the screen. And Mal and Chance are on the couch with air quote Prudence, with her long arms covered with like little mushrooms wrapped around both of you, and her hair sort of out of its bun, like waving around in the air. And Veronica and Betty sitting in armchairs, eating Tic Tacs. And I'd say that like Mad Catter is chewing on the TV wire right now. But we all know that Mad Catter is totally able to like chew around anything that would hurt him. So
I think the tension is palpable with, at least from Veronica's side. She is like balling up her fist, like, somebody do something, like anybody do anything. She's freaking out.
So Betty's going to text her that she was going to make too much noise on the roof, so she needs help to get out quietly, so not to alert Prudence.
Okay, so she texts. She pulls out her phone and like texts back. Well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna just neg her real hard, or what? I mean, we're gonna Regina George her. I mean, I got to do something, because if something doesn't happen soon, I might just punch her. Like, seriously.
I'm going to check I'm going to say, oh, I need to go to the restroom, and I'm going to go into the bathroom and see if there's any antifungals in there.
in the bathroom. You know what? I'm gonna give you some roll to see what you find in the bathroom and whether it's useful. I think that's fair. So why don't you roll with sharp?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Where do I put my sheet? I just had, oh, here it is. Sharpest one.
I am making up a rule on the fly. That's jamming.
Ooh, 11. I got 11.
You got an 11? Okay. What do you want to find within reason in the restroom?
Super strength Lotrimin.
What did you say? Super strength what?
Lotrimin.
Okay. You
like,
might, yeah, and it's in a spray form. There was an unfortunate toenail situation that Prudence had to deal with, and she talked a little bit too much about it, to be quite honest. But yeah, that was, she kept that antifungal spray in her bathroom. Awesome. Okay, yeah, you have antifungal spray in hand. It smells a little bit like musty toenail.
I'm going to text Veronica's like, got something, or got spray, and I guess try to put it up my sleeve, like when I accidentally acquire stuff in stores.
air quote, accidentally.
Yeah.
This one shot is
Uh,
called
it
air
it
quote.
is an unadvertised discount.
Spontaneous discount.
Yes.
All right, so you have that hidden up your sleeve and you head back into the den. What does Veronica do when Veronica gets that text?
She is just sitting there and like anxious, like waiting, like, okay, I'm ready. And then she stands up and goes, you know what? You did all that cooking in the kitchen. Super appreciative. I'm gonna go clean up a little bit. I'm just gonna get the broom, sweep up, maybe do a little mop, just because I love you so much, Prue.
That's so nice of you, sweetheart.
Yeah, well, that's the rule. If one person cooks, somebody else cleans, right?
Such a
That's
good
the
kid.
rule. Yeah.
You always were a good kid.
Yeah. The
George
best,
is a
right?
bad man. You are a good
Yep.
kid.
Yeah.
So she's
That's-
heading for the like
Right.
broom closet because her specialty, like her weapon that she's trained with, is a staff, and she did not bring her staff inside, and she just knows that Prue's not going to let her go out to her car.
Mhm.
Just so
Of
you know,
course.
Betty is very disappointed right now.
Prue's house is a safe place.
Yeah.
She wouldn't
Safe
think to bring her
place.
weapons.
But what the Betty said, always need your gear.
Always need your gear. Yeah, no, of course there's a broom. Where like there's a pretty sizable walk-in pantry. Where like there's like canned vegetables and stuff in there. And of course there's a broom in the walk-in pantry. Prudence does keep her house like scrupulously clean.
Yeah, she's gonna grab like a broom because the most sturdy looking item in there. I mean, if it's a broom or whatever, I'm imagining like one of those old school, because she's old, like one of those old school like straw brooms.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what she's going for.
Oh, absolutely. There's a straw broom, nice and sturdy, for sure.
So she's sweeping and like watching, waiting for the like any sign to just start moving here.
So I think Betty's going to say, Veronica, I want to get a drink. And she's going to hopefully walks her hand over the spray to Veronica.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's like got she like when she does that, she hands it to her, she looks at it, nods, and then twirls the broom like very expertly. And is like, yeah, this is it. She like puts it back on her shoulders, and it's like, are you ready? Are you ready?
Like,
while I'm doing this,
yeah,
I need you to
there
mean
with
girl
Prudence.
her. Pull your inner Regina George out. Just tell her how terrible she is and how a fungus that couldn't find a friend is so sad.
Oh, I just love my friend. And then she's going to go back into the room with her friend and just sit by her.
Okay, so you're in the armchair.
Yeah.
Are you helping with the kitchen or are you watching Shark Week?
I really wanted to watch Shark Week with you.
Oh, okay, that's so nice. I love Shark Week.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Very dramatic.
Yeah, not as
Yep.
dramatic.
The man in the cage was eaten.
Yeah.
It happens sooner or later. Great metaphor for a lot of things, really, if you think about it.
Sooner or later, we are all eaten.
Yeah.
So
Ain't that the truth?
Does Chance have a cell phone?
Chance does have a cell phone, yes.
So she's gonna text Chance and say, I'm assuming the ghost does not have a cell phone, right?
Probably not. I imagine I'm tied to this house somewhere. I can probably go all around town, but not necessarily out and about. But also, like, I'm a ghost. What's the worst that can happen to me?
Would you
What am I
like
gonna
Mal to
die?
have us? If you want Mal to have a cell phone, Mal can have a cell phone.
I guess Mel can have a cell phone.
Yeah, I feel like Prudence probably got that for Mal for like Mal's air quote birthday. And was like, I want you to be like a normal kid. You can be. You're like a normal kid. You're still a kid. Be a kid. So yeah, you have a cell phone for whatever you use it for what it's worth. It's a ghostly cell phone.
So then if everyone's got a phone, she's gonna text the group chat minus Prue, like create a new one, I suppose, because I'm sure Prudence was in the other one, and say, I am going to spray her and beat her while you insult her, because that's how we kill it. Don't ask questions, just do it, please. And it's like PUHLEEEEZ.
All right, Mel will like quick pull out their phone and kind of look at it and go and respond, "Ugh, fine, you're so bossy."
So,
I know you said don't ask questions, but since when has Chance listened? They're just very, very. You see this slightly misspelled it because he was typing it quickly with one hand. His offhand, it's like, what is it?
so just so you know, while that's going on, Betty is like chatting with Prudence, just telling her how great she is and how she really would love to take trips with her somewhere.
Oh, we don't need to go anywhere. We can stay here where we're all together.
We could go to the beach and like see Shark Week for real.
Sharks are scary.
They are? Really? But
they eat you.
I'm way scarier than any shark.
All right, so Chance sends that text, and Veronica, you get the text.
Yeah, she says.
Actually, everyone does.
She says, it's a fungus. She says the longing, period. A fungus, period. Doppelganger, period. It wants to belong. We can hurt it by insulting it and making it feel like it doesn't. But this is too long. She's just like, doppelganger, fungus, wants to belong, make it feel like it doesn't. I'm coming in now. And then you see like the phone falls to the ground. She just like tosses it behind her. Like, and then she's got like in her right hand, she's got the broom with the, stick side up, and she's got the spray in the other hand. Nice. And so she's going to pull she's hunting a wasp or something.
Can I say, as soon as that text goes through, Betty says, and we could all like go in a cage under sea, and I would leave you there and take everybody else with me.
And that's where the spray comes. Yeah. Which Veronica, you have the spray, so I'm gonna let you roll with +1 on kick some ass. The spray gives you +1 to your attack, and Betty will resolve what you're doing in a minute. Yeah.
So that's 9. For tough, I add +2, and then I have a +1. So what's that, 12?
That's 12. So let's see. Do you have a harm amount that the broom does? Do we know?
So
that your staff usually does.
Yeah, my staff usually does. I don't think it's one harm, hand close, but that would be for my normal staff, but then my business end has like blades and it's heavy, so I don't think those apply.
But here's the thing. You're the chosen. And what's really annoying is that when you pick up a broom with a desire for it to be like your staff, whatever spirit it is that wants you to be the goddamn chosen makes that friggin' broom have its blade on the end as well. It shows up in like a sort of moment when you pick up the broom. So yeah, it does the harm that your staff would normally do. And there's also an enhanced effect. So how much harm does your staff normally do?
So it's usually a 1 harm, but with my business end, it's bladed and heavy, so that's an extra +2.
Right. And
harm.
Enhanced effect. You completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward. You suffer no harm at all. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away in a rout. Because what's going to happen is when you're attacking, the moment she realizes that you're being attacked, Hair is going to whip around and grab you and sort of grab you around the throat.
Yeah.
So you can decide on a 12 plus whether you're going to help out your teammates, you're going to increase the harm that you would do, or you're going to not get harmed yourself.
I think she's been fighting alongside these
Oh, your
people.
attack drives the enemy away en route. I didn't mention that one. Sorry. Please continue.
So she's been fighting alongside these people for a long time, and she knows that they can all be deadly, and she knows that she needs their help. Because even though supposedly she's the chosen, though she didn't choose that, and it was chosen for her, she knows that her team is also very skilled and they all rule. So she is trying to get them out. She doesn't care if she takes harm. She's tough, but she needs them out so they can be effective.
Okay. All right. So you take 2 harm from the hair whipping around your
Gotcha.
throat and kind of pulling you tight. And like your air, like there's a struggle for it to stay around your throat. So you're gasping for air sometimes, but it's like there, right?
Yeah.
And sorry, which one did you pick?
To get them out.
To get them out?
To help them out. Was that one of my options?
You completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 forward, or you suffer no harm at all, or your attack inflicts double the normal harm, or your attack drives the enemy away in a route. So if you want your attack to drive the enemy away in a route, okay.
That makes more
So
sense, I think.
Here's what's going to happen. The way that this is going to happen is going to change depending on what the rest of the group does. And first I'm going to have, it's going to drive her away. First, I'm going to have Betty roll manipulate. Because that's really what you're doing.
And what is
Roll
that?
with charm. Roll with charm, even though it's the opposite of charm. Roll with
9.
charm. A 9. Okay. So it works. Like she looks at you and almost starts to crumble inward a little bit right as that attack happens. And Chance and Mal, like violence is broken out. Is there any response that you'd like to do?
No, there's well, we were told to begin insulting, and
Yeah.
realizing that whilst in the grip, this is going to be a terrible idea. But he's going to go ahead and start at this point, seeing that this is happening, and he's like, I'm sorry, I can't do it anymore. I just can't. You are, he says, just sort of, he tries to say it while looking at her, and he finds he can't do it while looking at her. So he just sort of looks off as he puts his glasses back on, and and he's just going to say, you're not even, you're not even really a half decent Prue. You're nothing but a bloody useless mushroom. I've smoked better mushrooms than you. I'm not even getting a contact high from this. I think I'm going to devote myself to downers from this point on. If there's a bag of hash in here, I'm going to smoke it immediately after this is done, because this is useless, bloody useless.
So she's dissolving even more. And Mal, what do you do at this moment?
Just like it's like, okay, that's it. I've had enough. George is just trying his best, and you keep yelling about him, and I can't stand it from you. And I hate the way you're being so mean to this shark. He's just trying his best, swimming around, being a shark, but no, you just got to be a whiny bitch about this. How can anybody stand your shrill? Just going on there.
So like she's dissolving right as Veronica's hit happens.
Yeah.
And as that hit happens, you see her sort of separate into 2 pieces. And those 2 pieces dissolve into spores, like flying in the air, and whip around. And you hear just on the air, just a little bit, the sound of crying.
I can't be with friends with people who pretend to be my friends.
And as you say that, on the tail of that, the spores fly rapidly out of the house and out of the door.
Yeah, so we might have a bigger problem.
Yeah, okay, so I think
An episode that
I
was
feel
a
terrible.
break.
and she's gone, but I don't know where she, boom, I'm just gonna start running after her, which is pretty easy, because I can just run through all the furniture and walls and shit.
Mhm.
And basically I'm trying to track where the spores are going.
Okay. All right. What is everyone else doing?
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
oh no, he's just going to say, Well, that felt terrible.
I mean, I'm not opposed to being friends with a mushroom, but don't pretend to be Prue. You crossed a line there.
Yeah.
Fair
Well, she
point.
was mean to George.
So
That's true.
Malta,
She really didn't like George. I think George was going to turn it around by the end. What the hell are we doing? What's going on?
Mal, roll with cool. Roll with cool. Or cool, sorry. I run Monster Hearts too, so now for me it's just cold. Roll with cool because you're going to act under pressure to try to follow, like to figure out where she's going.
Well, I'm currently pinned by a cat and not able to roll,
Can
so somebody
somebody
else can
roll
roll
with?
for me.
Yeah, can somebody roll with the
+0.
yeah. Roll 2d6, please.
I got it.
You gotta jump.
So it's going to be your fault if it goes bad. Just
I am
so you
pinned
know.
by the mad
Oh. Oh, that's not good. That's
not
that's
good.
not good. It's a 3.
Right.
And
So you're
Sorry, sorry.
able to track where this cloud of spores go, right? But you get a sense when it like breezes past you that it's crying about you in particular. It was your ally. You made it think that you were friends, and it's going to mark that. But what you do see is that it flies across the field in the direction of the county fair.
damn it. Right. Well, I guess I will keep going, but I am going to text them. It's going to the fair.
Yeah, Veronica
Meet me
texts
there.
back. Veronica texts back. This thing has been following fairs around or something. So that's a fair.
Oh,
bet.
great.
Awesome.
I'm gonna need another beer for this. I'm just gonna go into the kitchen, grab another beer. Just
I
start
think-
getting out, heading toward the car.
Yeah, I think because you know Veronica's car is a piece of crap, so she's gonna hop in passenger side. She's gonna ride shotgun.
Okay.
Chance's piece of crap.
Yeah, we've got like
my car's not great either, but it's
we've
If
got
it
polar
starts, she's
opposite car
getting it.
quality.
the choice of pieces of crap. Yeah.
What? In cars? No, I'm getting in my red car.
I texted that it seems to be heading towards the fair. Meet me there. And Veronica's like, I'll get somebody else's car. My car's crappy. And Chance's like, my car's crappy.
Yeah, so my car,
We were
I got the best car.
riding in Betty's.
That is true. Yeah.
Brand new red Corvette type thing. You can all just hop in because the lid is down. Not the lid.
They took the lid off of it.
The lid. This beautiful red Corvette is speeding over across the fields on the dusty dirt roads of the backside of this town over to the fair. And when you get there, it's a big dirt parking lot, but with cars just sort of like stacked up on each other, like doubled up in parking spots because all of the town is coming to the fair this day. Labor Day weekend, in fact. And you pull your car up, you're able to find a parking spot. And what you see is sort of a knot of angry people at the gates of the fair. And you hear sort of like grumbling and like a couple of people who sound like they're raising their voices.
Yeah, either I'm already there and you've hooked up with me, or I would see you coming and kind of have been substantially jump into the car while it's moving. Your cushions are good.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm with you, and there's a bunch of angry people at the entrance.
Yeah. I've just been loading my 38 that's the one thing I went out to my car to grab was basically just like great. What are they angry about? Do we know?
Headphones on, not turned on, just wearing them. So banging my head and heading towards them. Trying to act like I can't notice what's going on, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay, as you're heading towards them, do you want to go ahead and make a read a bad situation roll?
I could certainly do that at a -1.
Can somebody roll?
Yeah.
Would someone else like to make a read a bad situation roll for Matt?
Mad Catter does not allow me to roll right now.
And I would like to say Mad Catter also jumped into the Corvette.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I rolled a 3, so
Oh.
not helpful at all.
Oh boy, it's not going
Okay.
very well for you to have other people roll for you.
Oh,
I can only roll 3s for you.
So
I'm sorry.
apparently my headphones are actually on, and I'm just kind of like oblivious, bopping my head as I approach the crowd, completely
spot-
oblivious to the fact they seem angry.
There's a spot on the console, like the little thing where you can put your cups or whatever. That's like set up for Mad Catter to sit in.
There you go. Mad Catter has a spot in the cup holder area. And has like put on what hat is Mad Catter wearing now?
A baseball cap?
Baseball cap. Put on a baseball cap.
It's going to the
Um,
county fair.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
that works.
It's I Heart name of town.
I love it if that's literally what it says. I
Name
heart
of town.
in parentheses, name of town.
Or it could be like women pet me, fish fear me.
That's its t-shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
right.
What were we? Oh, I'm sorry. I was eating a taco and wasn't 100% paying attention. I apologize.
What was your question?
What were we rolling to help with? I mean, what?
Mal rolled read a bad situation and rolled so bad that Mal has stunningly misread the bad situation and just thinks everything is normal at the fair.
It's not an angry mob at the entrance. I think it's just people lined up for entry.
Right.
And of course, I went off ahead without y'all, but
So
Okay.
sharp.
because I'm oblivious.
So I would just have an 8 with that.
You rolled read a bad situation?
Yeah.
Okay. You can answer any one of these questions though. What's my best way in? What's my best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? And what's the best way to protect the victims?
What's the biggest threat? Because clearly there's something going on. So
Okay. Let's see, what you rolled a 9?
no, an 8.
An 8. Okay. You can tell that there is something very awry at the gate, but also like, you know how when you look at the fair, you can see like various like levels of things. Like you can see like the top of certain rides. You can see like the little Viking ship going up and down. You can see the big, huge Ferris wheel, right? In being able to see that and like the kind of normal way that people move around and the sound of people in a fair, things sound off. So it seems like the most immediate threat is right at the front. But there are a couple of spots where things look like feel particularly off. One is the spinny vortex thing. What is that called? The things that spin around and create weird. I'm calling it the spin machine. Spin cycle. I'm calling it spin cycle. And then there is a giant like Ferris wheel that's like 4 or 5 stories high. And that is also a place where you see that there's a big threat happening. Something is wrong in those 3 areas.
I'm just bopping along to my tunes while waiting in line. It seems
Look.
a very disorganized line. And then I realized, wait, I don't need to wait in line. And I'm going to start going around them and just like walk through the fence behind the ticket gate.
Everyone else still in the car with me. Look at the Ferris wheel and spinny thing and the people by the gate.
Yeah,
What?
I'll see what's going
What's
on.
going on?
Yeah, she leaps out and like goes over to the nearest tallest like okay, so are they like rural area? Is this like rural?
Semi-rural, yeah.
So I'm gonna find the biggest, most obnoxious truck. It probably has a Confederate flag sticker on it. Those types of really obnoxious trucks.
I'll just say it has a Trump sticker on it. But
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. It's one of those,
Mhm.
coming from someone who just lives in an area like that. And she's gonna like jump up into like onto the like and like run up to the top of it to stand on the like roof of it
Mhm.
and see what's going on.
Go ahead and roll read a bad situation. Oh, also I saw that there was a $30 donation.
Yeah, that was
Yeah?
from me.
Okay, awesome. You
New
have
cat, new cat, new cat.
well, you have 2 choices.
Oh, no.
You can either pick a new cat that also stowed away in the car and has a particular power, and we can all name the cat, or you can find whatever fair food you want, and that fair food will grant you a particular power now that you are at the fair. Either one is your choice. We can fantasize about eating funnel cake and stuff.
What do y'all want to do?
My first thought was, I don't really have a I don't have a preference. I mean, I think I lean slightly toward the cat, but that doesn't really, it's not a big deal.
Yes.
So like the fair food would provide more stuff, but either way.
Well, I mean, the cat
More
can have
stuff,
whatever
different
power
stuff.
you want as well. I
That's
think
true. A
it's an
cat can
equally
also
powerful thing.
provide other
Its
stuff.
style is fair.
Cat.
It's fair.
Cat. Okay, tell me about
Yeah.
this cat, y'all.
Can this be one of those foolish orange cats?
Oh, yeah.
Is it's like curled up and went to sleep in the car, and we just didn't notice when we came running out.
Yeah.
And it's done the thing where it just lifts its head and then goes back curled up.
Kind of like this one's doing right now.
Right?
Yeah.
What's
Well,
its special power if you can rouse it though?
I will say that Betty's car is set up for cats to be in because
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. Jason, were you saying something and I interrupted you? I apologize.
Oh, I'm just like, oh, here's the thing. All the orange cats in the world only have one brain cell, and they share it.
It's been-
So what is our Dunderhead orange cat special power?
So, I'm torn between two different ideas, but let me know if anyone else has any ideas before I start spouting more things off.
Go ahead, Jim.
So I'm torn between either advocating for telekinesis again, or being the orange cat. Maybe it has a strangely calming effect on everyone who sees it. It's like supernaturally calming and chilling.
I was
this
thinking
cat for
something
no
like
reason.
that. It's just you see it, you calm down, and just want to pet the cat.
Yeah, it's basically like this major distraction.
Yeah. So like if you want to distract someone and you roll like manipulate, you get a +1 if the cat's around you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So +1 to manipulate
Mhm.
if you want to use manipulate to calm something down.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
So I rolled to see what was going on, and I got a 9.
Okay, so you also get to answer one question here. Best way in, best way out, dangers you haven't noticed, biggest threat, what's most vulnerable to you, and what's the best way to protect potential victims.
What was the dangerous one? Let me go back to the.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Are there any yeah, are there any dangers we haven't noticed? That's what I'm
Yeah.
going with you.
So in thinking about the way that fungi reproduce, right? They can be connected with each other in subtle ways. And in this case, this is a magical creature. So it can be connected in ways that perhaps you cannot even see, but it's clearly released some spores that have doppelgangers as well, right? There are probably multiple ones. And it looks like somebody at the ticket booth is not the somebody that they look like. There is one of the doppelgangers is clearly at the ticket booth messing with people somehow. And it's clear that a couple more are in the fair as well. So you're going to have to be careful about whether it's a person or a fungus when you talk to people. And there's clearly an imminent one right there in the front.
She does like a jump and like lands very chosen-y on the ground.
3-point
Like
landing.
stands up and looks at them. And then she kind of shakes it off and relaxes and looks like her normal self. They're doppelgangers. They're in the fair. If something happens and you're questioning about whether one of us is a doppelganger or not, because I mean, I realize now that might be a problem. I'm giving you a code word. What's our code word? I said I was going to give it, but I don't have any ideas.
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles? Really?
Yes, magical Mr. Mephistopheles.
George.
Oh my god.
Can I point
Freaking
out that
T.S. Eliot again.
we did not name our orange cat, so I'm
That's
going
true.
to propose Mr. Mephistopheles is that cat's
Oh
name.
Jesus.
you Perfect. I think that's perfect.
I usually call him Mr. Napopheles, so
Oh.
Okay, Mephistopheles it
Yeah.
is. If you're questioning one of us is a doppelganger or not, that's the question we have to answer. What's the word?
Bird is the word?
Absolutely. It always is the word.
I
It's
don't,
been a
But
while.
that's guessable.
Do you,
Mafafus? What? I can't pronounce that.
McWaffles.
McGriddles?
McGriddles. That's a better one.
McGriddles.
She loves
I'm now
McDonald's.
hungry again. McGriddles, let's go. Let's get
This is the
something.
second time she's brought up McDonald's. I brought up McDonald's in relation to her. She
Oh my
really
God.
likes McDonald's, I guess. I don't know.
This stream
Who's-
sponsored by.
Who is,
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
okay. Do you want just sort of looking over at that? Do you want to carry him or shall I?
I'm
He's gonna
carrying-
scoop up the cat.
Hmm.
It's
Drop
really
counts in your arm.
this
All right.
stream not sponsored by the drink of the week.
So the cat, they're like we're carrying this like limp cat around.
Yep. Yeah, that just like every once in a while vaguely looks at things. And Mad Catter, of course, is following you
Yeah.
rather intently. Feels that he's a team member.
We can
Oh,
carry
he
both.
totally is.
And so
There's a non-zero chance that somebody has one of those kitty backpacks with the little like bubble folk out of now.
I would like to think that when Prudence took Mr. Mistopheles anywhere, Prudence had a crocheted bag that has like a little like opening with like plastic to view. Anyway, so or like a cat crate with a crochet cozy. So you get to the front, and what you hear are like people complaining at the ticket counter at the fact that they aren't being given tickets. Like they're, let us in. Come on, we want to. It's the fair, and there's like especially there's a couple up at the front where like clearly they're like on a date. They're like early 20s. And the guy is trying to impress the girl that he's on a date with by being like particularly pushy at the front of the ticket office. And the person who's there distributing the tickets keeps just giving them Post-it notes. And everyone on the other side of the gate is like, open the gate, let us out, open the gate. But they don't seem very bothered. It's like a gang of teenagers. And you hear even one of them talk about how they're going to miss their piano lesson and they don't really care all that much. But they're still on the other side of the gate, sort of trying to get out. And no one seems to be opening the gate. What do you do?
I think the first step would be to get everyone out of the area so we can take care of the doppelganger, right? I mean, that should be the move, don't y'all think? This is out of character question.
Y'all are welcome to out of character plan. That's fine.
Now it takes people. It's like, hey, I found a service entrance off to the left of the thing. If you want to skip the line, just get right in.
That may be the move.
I feel like Mal, why don't you read a bad situation to see how good that side entrance is? So roll with Sharp or someone else. Roll with Sharp.
I'm
I'm
cat free now, so let's see.
Oh, that's right. You can roll with Sharp. Let's all just like send good vibes over to poor Mal, whose rolls have been so scarily bad.
And no, that's a 4.
Oh my God.
That's getting better.
A 4 total, yeah.
Okay, so you found a service entrance and you even walked through the fence to find it. But once you did, you realized it was right next to the spin cycle. So they can use the service entrance if they want. It's going to be exchanging one problem area for another problem area.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I texted the group. It's up to them to decide what they're going to do with it.
There's less people there. I mean, there's less like, well, we don't know that, right? Because there could
Well,
be people on the ride.
Yeah, let me describe Spin Cycle actually.
Okay.
Spin Cycle, I don't know if y'all have been to fairs that had these things, those sort of like gravity well things that turn out around and around really fast and sort of pin you to the wall on the inside. So this one is like open to the sky. And there is like a older teen who's like riding the top wall of it, like and grinning maniacally as he does. And then when he gets like near the like lever to keep it going, keeps pulling the lever. So there are a number of people inside Spin Cycle who have just been inside Spin Cycle for an indefinite period of time. And this like spore minion is like enjoying the hell out of what he's doing.
Yeah,
That
I
is so
think we're gonna head
cool.
there. I think that sounds more like people killing than anything.
And I have now failed enough rolls, so I got enough XP for an advance.
There you go.
And I think I'm going to be ridiculous. I'm going to take the move Dark Negotiator, which allows me to manipulate monsters and other things as if they're normal people, assuming they can talk and reason.
Nice, nice. And you know what?
Yeah.
I just love that we have a one shot with somebody getting an advance.
Well, getting all that XP, that was a group effort.
All right, so if you use the service entrance, what I'm going to ask y'all to do is everybody agreed that you're using the service entrance instead of going in the front?
Yeah.
Okay, then I would like folks to roll with cool. There are no rules as I know it in this game for group rolls. So what I'm going to suggest is as a group, you decide one person is going to roll to help out and one person is going to roll with cool to represent the whole group. Is there anybody who can be, I mean, Mal, if you want to roll to help out because you found the service entrance, you can, or if somebody else wants to roll to help out a different way.
Oh, no, I'm busy talking to one of the fair employees, Melvin.
Okay, you're talking to Melvin, who's like occasionally looks at Spin Cycle and is like, something seems off over there.
Cool one. I'm the cool one, right?
You're so cool.
I got the cool card.
You're so cool. All right, so who wants to roll help out?
I will help him. I'm sorry, what are we doing?
You're sneaking through the service entrance and trying not to attract the attention of the spore minion who's currently riding Spin Cycle.
Other cat has decided to join me. This is Nyx,
Not Mr. Mistopheles.
goddess of night.
So I'm the cool one.
Yeah, I think that. So the main thing is they're looking, if they're looking in a. Can they see all around them? Are they in a place where they can see all around them, or is their vision blocked by anything?
Well, it depends on the timing, right? Because it's on the Spin Cycle thing, so, and it's facing outward, and sometimes it looks in at the people there, but like it's a question of whether it's really close to you when you come in or whether it's farther away. Okay,
so yes, the way that I'm helping is just basically, I'm just like, it's a simple thing, just sort of cautiously whenever we get to a certain point, and I'm watching for when they come around, I just sort of like tap on Betty's shoulder, just basically like down.
There you go.
And up again, you know.
All right, so roll with cool.
All right.
And
roll with cool.
I'm just like, and today I got to listen to the original album from the Buzzcocks. Oh my God, have you heard them? You got to hear them, Melvin. I mean, man,
like really good roll.
You got an 8.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so you get a +1. Whoever's, yeah, Betty gets a +1 to this roll. Also remember that y'all have 2 +1s at this point.
I don't think I need it. I got a really good roll.
Okay, what did you roll?
13.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah. You can choose to do either what you wanted and something extra, or do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
Let's do it to perfection.
Okay, so you all are able to sneak in, and actually sort of chances is, and actually, Betty, what do you do to help sneak in like such a way that you're concealed to perfection?
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Disguises that you come across some spare staff uniforms.
Yes.
Okay. So you're able to get in without the Spin Cycle guy looking. You get behind like a dumpster and like put on some like spare staff uniforms. Melvin was the person in charge of staff uniforms, like was like taking it to like a locker. And like, since Melvin is very distracted by what Mal's doing, you're able to pick up those uniforms and everyone is able to dress in them. Chance, you rolled an 8, which means you get to help, but that you expose yourself to trouble or danger. So as you're walking behind the dumpster, the only person who gets seen by the spore minion would probably be you, but you don't know whether the spore minion cares or how much do they communicate. Does it recognize you? Does it care? Is totally up in the air. You just know that it probably clocked you.
I think I just put I think I just do a half-assed job of putting on the uniform. I think that's probably it, because he just doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he'll have like the coat or something, if there's a jacket or something.
You got
But
the shirt's over your Hawaiian shirt, but it's like not.
yeah, it's like the Hawaiian shirt.
Okay,
You can clearly still see the Hawaiian shirt.
I'll substitute that. So you're going to have a -1 on any roll that involves like acting under pressure to fool somebody about who you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody has gotten their uniforms. Is Mal dressing up as a staff person too?
No,
No. Okay.
no. Mal has basically been keeping Melvin engaged and
Okay.
all of that, and basically providing that cover for everyone else to kind of come in
Okay.
and whatever.
The staff uniform is like a big red apron that has like the last fling sort of printed on the front of it. There's a cap that also has like the last fling on it. The logo for the last fling looks like maybe somebody's kid like downloaded a free app to make logos. Like it just is very like
Graphic design is their passion.
right. This is clearly like, and these aprons are very worn, like they have been used many years in a row. And most of the pockets are stuffed with like tickets. There's a couple that have like snacks that the person who was using it probably had squirreled away. And what do y'all do now?
Mad Catter also has one of these staff caps.
Definitely.
So there's
I
goldfish.
happen to have one small enough.
There's goldfish in my pocket. I feel like this is strange considering earlier.
So we need to get on top of here and get that thing to quit what it's doing. I mean,
Yeah,
these people are probably already throwing up in there.
Yeah, so I should like not worry about these goldfish, but
So I think
Are we still calling the Tic Tacs gold? Are we still calling the Tic Tacs goldfish, or are those actual gold?
there's actual goldfish in my pocket.
They were left there by the previous wearer, so now they're actual goldfish crackers.
Yeah, it's so funny that when you said it, I immediately imagined Betty picking up a thing of Tic Tacs because I.
So if we need to get up there, I think Veronica is going to look for anything tall around it and going to try to jump onto it while it's spinning.
Okay.
I think that's what she's intending to do.
I think that's an act under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can get to the top of the dumpster and then like make a leap. It's going to be rough because it's a moving surface. Right. But so go ahead and roll with cool.
Okay, let's see what we do.
I feel like you could also roll with tough if you wanted. It's up to you which you want. I'm gonna say because this should not.
I rolled an 11, and either way, it's a 10 plus on that, right?
There you go.
It's a
But-
-1 or
But we need to know if it's a 12 plus or not. So you rolled an 11.
yeah, if it's tough, it's +2, so it's 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
You may choose to either do what you wanted and something extra, or to do what you wanted to absolute perfection.
I don't know what else I would do. Trying to think.
Jump on exactly where you need to be.
Jump on, knock the spore minion over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that may be a good one.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like the only way I could do it perfectly is like land perfectly on my feet and like just be like action movie star and like cool effect, but not really helpful.
Be your second 3-point landing.
Yeah.
Superhero landing, very, very hard on the knees.
Yeah.
And the other option, you could knock the spore minion off right as it's about to restart the thing, so that it starts to slow down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
let's do
you're able to leap up right when the spore minion is reaching out its big rubbery arm to to restart the spin cycle. Which way do you knock this guy? Do you knock him out? Do you knock him in?
I think I would knock him out because
Mhm.
then the rest of the crew can do something if they want to do something about it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So you knock him out. He falls in like a bit of a pile and then looks at you in fury as like it's still moving, but it's starting to slow down. And I will say that the view of the inside of the spin cycle is not a pleasant view. Like the gravitational thing that is created in these kinds of rides that make people stick to the wall also make vomit stick to the wall. So the wall is very covered with people and goo.
And if it's slowing down now, it's all coming down.
Yes, it's starting to trickle down. And like, yeah, the people are just like, there's some people crying. There's some people that are just like grinning and bearing it. There's some people who look scared. And yeah, as they slowly slide down the wall into the puddles of goo that are slowly being created. So that's a fun view that you get. What does everybody else do?
The
Go ahead.
well, the ride attendant is now outside the ride, lying on the ground.
Yes.
Okay.
And looking at
Since-
Veronica in fury.
Yeah. I don't know how we feel about this. I'm gonna is Mad Catter with us?
Oh yes, of course.
Going to pick Mad Catter up slowly if they'll allow it. You're going to saunter over to the the fake ride attendant and just sort of be like, just sort of look down and it's like, you know, you should probably just surrender now. I've got a cat and I'm not afraid to use it. He says, sort of petting his head.
Now, do you mean Mr.
Or the back of his
Mistopheles,
neck.
the one that gives you a +1 on manipulate?
No, this is Mad Catter that I'm
Catter,
currently
okay.
holding. Mad
All
The
right.
one that eats everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
that eats everything.
That would be one to threaten with, yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Now,
Just calmly threatening.
Would not realize that it's a threat.
right, exactly. Like, the spore minion doesn't know that
Probably
the
not,
Mad Catter
but-
is a threat, but that's okay. You can roll manipulate someone. So roll with charm
All right,
or
excellent.
with tough because you're trying to intimidate.
Oh, if I may, I'll use my move, which is
Use your move.
see, it all fits together. I'm going to use sharp.
Okay.
I think I haven't used my +1 yet, so I guess I'll use it now if I may.
Okay. Of course. You actually have 2 +1s.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the +1 makes it a 10.
A 10. Okay. So this person is this spore minion doesn't really understand how things work, and you have made it seem like the Mad Catter is really scary. Like you're so threatening that it really seems like perhaps this cat is a weapon. And it sees the little pointy teeth in the cat's mouth and imagines that they are perhaps able to like grow the way that its limbs can grow. So it starts to like slowly try to move away by like extending its long rubbery arms and like grabbing onto stuff and dragging itself backwards and extending its arms and dragging itself backwards, all the while frightenedly looking at Mad Catter. What are Betty and Mel doing?
Hey, so yeah, gotta go, but yeah, no. What's that over there? I think somebody's trying to steal some of the mini donuts. Now, while Melba looks away, I'm gonna go over while Chance is busy with this, and I'm just gonna try and like find the big stop button on the ride controls and stop it.
On the what?
completely. The ride control, the control panel for the
Ah,
ride.
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
like the emergency
The
stop that'll
emergency
like
brakes.
that will like stop it and lock it until like it's not just you can press on again, you have to do something or like
Yeah.
manage your key or something, right? But
Totally. And
basically,
I don't think you have to roll for that. I think the emergency brake would be well labeled.
yeah,
So
but
yeah, you
that's
run up
mostly
and
what
press
they're
the
there for.
emergency brake. Yeah. Now
Yeah.
Veronica balanced on the top of this when it very suddenly stops.
Oh, I expect it slows this type. I expect slows down such that it doesn't hurt people.
Then you don't need to worry about it because
But
it's all spin cycle is already slowing down.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, just like kind of hit it to like lock it, and I guess otherwise I go over it. So it's trying to like crawl away from Chance. So I guess I'll just like head over to its head, the direction it's moving, and then just kind of look down as it gets there and go, hi.
So your intention with the emergency brake is to keep it from being able to be turned on again.
Basically.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, and so you're staring down at this creature.
Basically, yeah, trying to keep it from getting away.
Yeah. Betty, what are you doing?
Since it looks like they have that handle, I'm gonna go towards the Ferris wheel.
The giant Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you walk over toward the Ferris wheel where they're confronting this other spore minion. And as you're walking toward the Ferris wheel, what are you doing? Are you like looking around? Are you preparing something? What is on your mind as you're walking toward the Ferris wheel?
I am okay. First, I have a question. I have a move called driver. It says I could hotwire anything, but does that mean I could disable things too?
I think so. I think you can cold wire
So
things as well as hot wire them.
I look like I'm just walking and I'm like fiddling with my keys or something, but I'm actually making sure I have my tools to do what I want.
Okay. All right. And you have your tools. And you're walking up to the Ferris wheel, and all you can tell about the Ferris wheel right now from a distance is that it's not moving. You can tell that there's something wrong over there because Veronica's already seen that. But it's not moving as you're walking toward it.
And there's
Is there-
probably people in it.
There are in fact people in it, and it is not moving.
Is there anybody by the controls?
Why don't you read a bad situation to see what you can find?
Okay. I rolled 500.
You
my God.
win. Game over.
That's sharp, isn't it? Read a bad situation.
Oh yes, roll with sharp. Sorry.
Okay. So I would need at least a 7 to succeed, wouldn't I?
Yes.
Correct.
And I have not rolled that. I got a 5.
You do have 2 +1s. Do you want to spend them on this?
Yeah.
Okay. You can answer one of these questions then. What's the best way in? What's the best way out? Are there any dangers we haven't noticed? What's the biggest threat? What's most vulnerable to me? What's the best way to protect the victims?
What's the best way to protect the victims?
Okay. And by the victims, you're looking at the Ferris wheel. So those are the ones that we're
People
talking
that are
about. So the most obvious thing is, in fact, that there is the biggest of the spore monsters climbing up the Ferris wheel right now to get to the top, where there are some figures in the top stuck on the Ferris wheel. And this creature is like, so its neck has extended, and its head, which is like tight gray curls, has started to sprout little mushroom fronds out of it. It kind of looks a little bit like a very weird like fascinator hat on top of this person's head. Its arms are extended and its legs are extended. One of the legs is holding the emergency brake on the Ferris wheel to stop it from going again. And it's yelling. And it's still wearing its little pink paisley dress. And it's yelling up at the top, my cake was the best. So the most important thing you could probably do is to stop that creature.
So I am going to yell back at it. This is hard. Let's see. I want to yell back at it. I loved your cake. Can I please have another?
Ooh, okay. Definitely rolling with charm.
Okay. Please be a better roll. Please be a better roll.
And then we're going to go back to the spin cycle group in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
This girl is enjoying her life.
So did you want my roll or were you going to something else?
Yeah, your roll.
Oh, 11.
11. Okay. So what is your intention with this manipulation?
To get her to come and see me.
I
The person
don't
who-
think that it's powerful enough to get her to actually leave the Ferris wheel because she's clear, like she has a goal on that Ferris wheel that she's not going to let go. But you did distract her. She's not going to advance toward her goal right now, because you distracted her. In fact, like her neck sort of curves around and looks back at you so that her body is facing the Ferris wheel and climbing it, but her neck is turned. And her body is like she's about 1 story big right now. And she was getting bigger and bigger. She stops growing and she's turning around and facing you, and you hear, really?
Yeah, I really want one, a special one for me actually. It wasn't for my friend, but I want it more. Can I have one, please?
And you see that one of her arms starts to stretch out toward like a tent that's right by the Ferris wheel. And as she stretches her arm to try to reach a piece of cake inside of this tent, what are Chance, Mel, and Veronica doing?
Mal is going to wait for basically it to like reach me as it's going away. I'm gonna like look down and go like, "Hi, do you want to be friends? I think we can be very good friends, don't you?"
Friends? You want to be friends? Roll the
Yeah.
charm. Definitely roll to manipulate.
Friends do things to help each other as well. Are there any others of you around here?
I was playing with my friends and you stopped me.
Are there any other friends who are like you, not like the other meaty people,
Any other friends who like me?
or and who are like you?
Oh, I am also that way. So roll manipulate though. Let's see if let's see how much accurate information you get. So roll with charm.
I get a 10.
Get a 10. Okay. It points in the direction of the Ferris wheel and says, the best one is there.
Oh, really? Okay, come on. Let's go there and meet up. We can be a whole friend group, right?
And it looks and sees the people sort of filing out of spin cycle, looking like sick to their stomach and like upset, and a couple of them glaring at it. And it goes, I don't think these friends like me very much.
No, but we'll go to your other friend over by the big round thing, right?
We will go to my friend and all be together.
Yeah, we can be together. Come on. I'm gonna actually grab her hand and like start, pulling them in that direction.
What are Chance and Veronica doing?
Chance is looking to see if there's a place where there is an announcer booth.
Ooh, okay. I like that. I like that. Yeah, there's an announcer booth. It's sort of like if we have spin cycle here and Ferris wheel here, it's like equidistant from them in a triangle. If that makes any sense. You can get to announcer booth.
If I can see it, I'm going to. Well, I'm gonna seeing that this particular mushroom person is being handled. I'm gonna put Mad Catter back down. I'm going to. If has Veronica made it back to the ground yet, or is?
Yeah, I think she's back on the ground, and she was trying to help people like get out of this spin cycle machine.
Yeah.
And is trying not to throw up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just basically,
the smell is bad.
On the way there, I'm gonna tap, if I may, I'm gonna tap Veronica on the shoulder and just say, "Hey, I think I've got something that's gonna distract them all. But so let me know when the time's right, and I'll start." I say, waving my phone, and I'm running for the announcer booth.
Okay. Just for fun, Veronica, can you roll with tough?
Yes. That's an 8.
Okay. You feel really nauseous, but you manage to hold it back.
Great.
And I am dragging the spoiling away and going on. Yeah, we're gonna have so much fun because everybody's going to back my play. Because playing is what we're gonna do, right? Hey, what's your name, anyways, buddy?
Name, name, Robert.
Robert. Oh, that's a great name. My name is Mal.
Wow. And it
That
starts to grow more fronds. Like the fronds are sort of waving around, and it seems like not an aggressive waving around, but like a happy waving around, almost like it doesn't have to look like this person in order for you to like
yeah.
it.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you're letting your hair down. Awesome. You're getting all relaxed. Yeah, because we're here to have fun and play and be together as friends. Awesome. This is great. And I'm probably gonna like shift my appearance a little bit to look a bit less fresh and a bit more dead. And then it's like, see, me too. Come on, this is gonna be great. So who's your friend over there? Who are we gonna meet? Do they have a name?
That is the mother.
Is that what you call her, mother?
The mother. The mother from which we came.
Oh, oh, maybe there's more of you there, and then all of us can do names together. Maybe we'll get in a big circle and we can sing if you're happy and you know it. Clap your fronds.
Robert narrows his eyes at you just a little bit, and goes, I don't think a mother likes you very much.
Really? Well, maybe then well, you know, one thing sometimes with people, people who don't necessarily like each other, we can talk about things and we can figure things out, come to a compromise, and then we can be friends again. Sometimes we can do that, and you never know unless you try, right?
And
Besides,
Robert looks like a little skeptical, but turns and goes, I don't like everything mother likes.
see, I was about to say, you're not mother. You think I'm a pretty decent guy. Maybe mother will too. Maybe she just doesn't know the real me. But yeah, we'll go talk. And if she still doesn't like me, well then, not everybody's gonna like you. That's part of the world. There's
Okay.
always somebody who's going to be a meanie poo poo head.
Can you roll the charm, please?
Oh, more charm, huh?
Well, you are trying to charm him.
I am trying to be charming. That is a 7.
Okay. He seems like he's going along with you and friendly, maybe a little bit too friendly. Maybe a little bit like fronds are like sort of wrapping around your shoulder, and he's like leaning into you a little bit. And yeah, you keep going, like you're like hot and cold with these fungi. And this fungus like really, really likes you a little too much. I'm gonna pause there though, and I'm gonna go to Chance and then Betty. Chance, what are you doing?
Have I made it to the announcement booth?
Yes.
Is there anyone in there I have to deal with?
No. No.
Okay,
At this
excellent.
point, people are noticing the giant fungus person climbing the Ferris
That's
wheel and
a
trying to
bit of a
run out.
distraction.
Yeah.
So I get to the booth and just check to make sure the equipment is working. I'm going to send a quick group text. If it looks like the equipment's working, I'm going to send a quick group text. And the group text says, on V's signal, I am about to hurt them. Be ready.
All right.
And I am waiting to get a thumbs up from Veronica before I do what I'm about to do. Because I want Veronica to be in place to do the pain giving or whatever it is that Veronica is going to do.
So I think, she's, now that these people are out of in the clear. I mean, they're not clear; they're covered in vomit, but that they're
Clear, not clean. Yes.
Yes, but she turns around, sees the big thing on the Ferris wheel, and there was another ride that one was doing something with.
No, those were the two.
Those only two. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, okay. And then it's climbing up the side is what it's doing. So she is gonna bolt over there. And while it's distracted and reaching, this is where we left it, right?
Yes, yes. It wants to get Betty some cake.
So she is going to take her staff, the broom, what that once was a broom that she's still holding on to, and put it in her teeth. Because that's about the only thing she can do to make this work. So she's gonna put it in her teeth to hold it. And then start trying to climb up the other side, and to get up near it as far as she can. So climb up the side and then like hop over on one of those little hanging basket things and try to get close to it.
Nice.
Without being noticed.
Do you do get the text before you do that? Do you give a thumbs up from the text, or do you not yet?
Not yet. Not until I'm in place. I want to be
All right.
in place.
So I'm going to have you act under pressure, then roll with cool.
Okay, that's 7, so 6.
Okay. Which is a fail.
Yes.
Yeah. You're trying to climb up, but the problem is that you can't keep your staff in your mouth and also climb.
Okay.
It's a big old staff. It's really hard to keep in your mouth. So like you're struggling to get up, because every time you try, it just keeps falling out, and you have to go back and get it, and then try again, and it falls out, and you have to go back and get it. What is like, so Betty, meanwhile, while this is happening, Mother Fungus brings her hand out of the tent and is like holding a cake, like whole cake, like with like a piece taken out of it, squished in her hand, and then like turns her hand over and opens her hand in front of you and goes, "Eat! It's strawberry."
I guess I'm gonna have to take a bite and pretend to like it.
All right, yeah, you go ahead and you take a bite. It's well distracted watching you eat the cake. So right now it's not climbing up the Ferris wheel anymore as well. And the two of you, Veronica and Betty, notice at the top of the Ferris wheel that there are 3 people. There's a like older teenager who is the spitting image of Robert. There is an old woman who is wearing the same pink paisley dress that this fungus is wearing. And Prudence is up there too.
Huh.
All right. And at this point is when Mal and Robert show up.
And I see her stretched out on half on the Ferris wheel, all stretched out, and it's like, so wait, is that Mother?
Mother makes great cake. Strawberry.
Oh. Can you get Mother to come down here? I like strawberry.
Mother wants to kill the winner.
The winner? Who's the winner? The winner of what?
The cakes.
Oh, okay. Why does she want to kill her?
She shouldn't win. Mother makes the best cake.
Oh.
No one likes a loser. That's what Mother says.
But not everybody is a loser. Remember, something might be absolute best, but something is just a little bit less than the absolute best. It's not a loser. It's still way better.
There's this weird moment where like a bunch of like fungus limbs sort of shrug, and it says, "Tell that to Mother."
But also, I mean, there's also the problem, like, okay, so somebody else won, but killing them doesn't change the fact that they won. Like, that decision's already been made. So,
Tell that to Mother.
This is not, we're here to play. We're not here to kill people. Have to kill.
Now, while you are holding Robert at bay and Betty is holding Mother at bay, Veronica, are you responding to Chance's text at this point, or trying again to climb up the Ferris wheel?
I I think so. I think if she climbs up this Ferris wheel, I think she's going to have trouble again because she again has her staff in her hand. Now again, rolls will tell, but I think she's frustrated at this point and texts him and says, "I can't get up the Ferris wheel with my staff."
Now then,
Now this is going to time of it as any.
flip on the communication system so that it is hopefully broadcasting all across. I pick up the microphone. Good afternoon, fair people. I hope that everyone's having a good time. But you know, something's really been distracting me a little bit. Something's been really bothering me a little bit. You know what that is? Mushrooms. Is there a more crap thing in the entire universe than mushrooms? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, first off, who voluntarily orders them on pizza? They keep turning up whether you want them or not. And you know what? In the contest of drugs, let's not. If we talk about taking mushrooms, they're the worst possible thing you can possibly ever take. My God, they don't work terribly well, do they? I mean, they've got like half an hour to 45 minutes. Then you're stuck for 6 hours. You got your heart rate goes up, your muscles get weak, you get tired. You can't enjoy your hallucinations. Cacti do a better job than mushrooms. You know what really doesn't belong in this world? Mushrooms. Worst possible thing. I think that if there was one thing that should be expunged from the face of this planet, it's every single bloody mushroom in existence. And he will continue doing basically a stand-up routine about how horrible mushrooms are.
I love it. Okay, I'm gonna have you roll with charm, but it's kind of a emotional kick some ass roll. Okay, so roll with charm, or if you have another one that you feel like you can roll with.
Unless this is manipulating. If this is not manipulate, then I will
make a choice about what you want to roll with, and argue with me about why. Like, tell me why you should roll with particular stat.
He is trying to remember. So my alas, my argument is that for Sharp is that he is trying to pull every single piece of drug knowledge or knowledge he has about mushrooms up to the fore so that he can turn it into an insult.
I got it. Okay, I'll let you roll with Sharp. Go ahead and roll with Sharp.
Thank you so much.
Oh,
I will also use my.
Go ahead.
I will also use my remaining +1 on this. Because this feels important.
And poor Robert. I'm going to reassure Robert through all of this that he is a fun guy.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the +1. I just made it to 7.
All right, on a 7,
which is appropriate.
Yeah,
it's appropriate that I've just drawn a big bullseye on myself, probably.
On a 7, and looking at the time that we have, Mother Fungus looks enraged, begins to shake the Ferris wheel as she's shaking, but then slowly begins to shrink and slip and fall off the Ferris wheel. So a much weakened Mother Fungus is lying at your feet, Veronica and Betty. Robert is being distracted by Mal and seems to be tolerating this.
Like, and you know what, Robert? It might have been that people chose somebody else to be the winner because they just didn't like strawberry for some reason. Some people don't. I mean,
Robert
everybody goes on and on about chocolate is the best, but I like vanilla better. And so maybe the people who chose the winner just didn't really like strawberry that much, even though it was the absolute best strawberry cake.
And Robert, and because we need time for outros too. So Robert is listening to you and seems actually really genuinely to be taking in your very positive and kind mentorship, Mal. In fact, you sound a little bit like Granny Prudence as you're talking to him. Her spirit is softening this fungus creature. Veronica and Betty, you have a choice to make. Mother Fungus has fallen to your feet, now shrunk to the size of a human being. What do you do in that moment?
I know what Veronica's gonna do. She is gonna kill it. But
absolutely,
if Betty wants to, Betty is her like rein her in, like get her focused, get her on the right track sort of person. So if Betty's gonna stop her, now's the time because she's about to just kill a mother.
Does Betty stop her?
Question: does it look like anybody's been actually hurt by these needy fungi?
A lot of people have barfed, but that seems to be most of the harm so far.
Oh my gosh.
She was, on the other hand, going after Prudence.
Yeah. So, Betty's going to turn the Ferris wheel back on to let the people off.
All right. So I
And
feel
she's
like
going to, yeah, she's going
Let
to do that.
Veronica do her thing. Okay. Veronica takes her staff and looks at Mother and says, maybe if you were you, maybe if you and your spore babies or whatever were just being yourself, people might like you because you seem to really want people to like you. Too bad though. You took over Prudence and you went in her kitchen. That means death. And then she like swings her like does like the like and like swings the bladed end of her staff through the mother fungus.
Roll with tough.
Tough. Ooh.
Do you have +1 still?
Yeah, I rolled a 7. My plus to my tough, so 9.
You swing your staff, and just like happened with the other spore minion, she dissolves. But this dissolution, slowly all the pieces disappear. And you can tell that she is no longer functional as a singular fungus being. In that spot, some mushrooms will grow, but they are not sentient. Prudence, for the sake of time, we're going to wrap up. Prudence gets down to the bottom of the Ferris wheel, and when you're all gathered, gives you all friendly hugs, and says, "I'm so sorry. I created a cake that was designed to make people taste whatever it was that they wanted, but instead, I made some doppelgangers go a little crazy doing the things that they wanted to do. My fault." And I will say that Robert, the fungus doppelganger who has been befriended by Mal, takes up residence in Prudence's house and becomes a friend to the rest of the hunters who continue on with Prudence's quests.
I have a feeling he lives in the basement.
He lives in the basement. Yes, Robert lives in the basement and protects Prudence's study. Thank you, everybody. This was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I loved all your like creative, original ideas. Like that was so fun. And like, yeah, like you always came up with ideas that I wouldn't have thought of. It's great. Let's go around really quick, say who you are, where people can find you, and any project that you want people to know that you're doing. I'll start with Jim.
Right-ho. Well, thank you all so much. This was awesome. I really appreciate the ability to come and be silly this evening. That was awesome. Jen, wonderful for the first time with this particular system. Brilliant. Thank you so much. And so awesome getting to play with everybody else. It was an absolute delight, and I enjoy it so much. But who am I? I'm a writer, streamer, and podcaster. My name is Jim Ryan. I am OtherDoc on Twitch, Blue Sky, the site formerly known as Twitter, and most other places, including itch.io, where I have a couple of games I'm developing for anyone who wants to go check it out. They're pay what you want, so you can get them for free if you want. And I am everywhere that I am not OtherDoc. I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where I've got various podcast things and other audio thingies. On my Twitch channel, I mostly play random video games right now, chiefly Cities Skylines. Every other Thursday, when we're both available, my friend Lucci and I play old text adventure games on Abject Adventure Gamery. And soon I'm going to be getting back to tabletop RPGs on it. I've been taking a little bit of a break to try to not burn out, and that's been very helpful to me. I'm going to be starting one-shots of hopefully the Descended from the Queen game that I've been developing. Which is about the Legend of the Green Knight. And I'm working on a short campaign in the back of my head. Got a kind of a gothic sci-fi thing I kind of want to try to work out of my system. And so hopefully hopefully I'll be getting on that soon. I got some things the next couple of months, so we'll see. But hopefully by the end of the year, something will
Nice.
start up. Thank you all so much.
Awesome. Janie, why don't you go?
I'm, oops, I'm not good at this part. Jenny Pot 7575 online and in places, and I'm not good at this part, so I'm going to pretend like I did it already.
Hey, that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. Let's go to Marlo.
Hey everyone, I'm Marlo. I go by Marlo Bogwitch. You can find me on social media, I think Instagram and X or whatever we're calling Twitter these days. I'm not very active on social media, but if you message me, I'll know. So if there's something you want me to be in, you can get with me there. I'm also on Discord. I have been out of the game for a while. This is only like the third stream I've been on after about a year break, maybe a little less than that. I had certification exams and I had a lot to do, so I was working on that for my daytime job. So anyway, I'm back and I'm looking for anything to do, especially horror. It's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, if you want to see other things that I've done, I'm on a podcast called Tales to Inspire. It's run on the Misconceptions podcast feed. That's Mist as in City of Mist Conception, so it's a pun. Shout out to that podcast as well. It was the longest running City of Mist campaign until it came to a conclusion and we started Tales to Inspire on the same feed. Tales to Inspire is a alternate history podcast. I'm playing a 1950s Hollywood starlet. We are punching Nazis. We are changing history. At the end of season 1, you're not going to believe the things that have changed. I mean, it's just drastic. So check that out. It's a lot of fun, and it's going to go through the decades, but with whatever we've made happen in history. So other than that, I'm not really doing anything else right now. So invite me to your streams.
Awesome. Invite Marlo to your streams. Marlo is awesome. Marlo does an awesome job. This is so fun. All right, Jason.
Jason, I have absolutely nothing plugged, nothing to mention, nothing to say except that Val is absolutely awesome as usual. Well, okay, technically you're awesome now. You're definitely leveling up. And but I have absolutely nothing to plug, so I am the gay ideal of do not perceive me.
All right, I don't know who just talked. I don't perceive them. My name is Jen. You can't find me right now on social media because I am not on social media. And we'll see what happens there. You can see me every other Sunday, including next Sunday, on Sword and Key, running a sort of Brindlewood Bay, but kind of not campaign with Val as one of my awesome players. And it is such a good group of players. It is so fun and wacky and crazy and like lots of old ladies getting high kind of game. I adore it. So come and join us. That's 2:00 Pacific on Sword and Key. And then you can see me at 4:30 Pacific every other Tuesday on Graham Cracker's channel, playing a very, very sweet furball druid who just wants you to try the honey that her beloved bees make. And so that's me. And how much have we raised for?
All right, hello. It is the voice of God coming in. We have raised a total of the weekend, $595 USD. So that is phenomenal. That's essentially a third of the goal for the end of the year. Y'all can't see my face. Well, people on the call can see my face, but y'all can't see my face. This is Val. I want to thank everyone who lurked in the chat, who played in the games, and who ran the games. I want to thank my mods for always calming my tits, because I had quite a week leading up to this. And it was a time. And I hope to continue to be doing this for another 8 more years, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
It is my 8th year doing Extra Life, kind of like the 5th year of doing the marathon, so to speak, and it's always a lot of work. It's usually like my last thing that I do in the year, but because of other circumstances, like, I don't know, a fucking wedding, I'm doing it early in the year. But as far as the channel goes, we will be back live for sure in November, but y'all will probably see me go live with just some video game streaming for the sake of raising money for Extra Life. So with that, that's us. We're done. Everybody wave. We'll see you
I
later.
imagine the final scene we see is the Mad Catter wearing one of those tricorn admiral hats on the pirate ship ride.
There you go.
Amazing. Y'all are great.